Can you dig it?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back with Esports U. I'm One Shot Ocelot, and I have the pleasure of being joined by none other than Dr. Sparky. We're here tonight to bring you guys some great Valorant action on behalf of the NJCAAE, and no doubt we've got a heater matchup here tonight. Dr. Sparky, how are you?
I'm doing well, Ocelot. I'm excited to be with you today to cast this best of three between Nova and Wake Technical College. Now, Nova currently 7-0 in the standings, secured that first place spot so far. Still have a couple more weeks left in the season, though, so they want to keep themselves at their first place by taking this win over Wake Technical. Meanwhile, for Wake Tech, they're currently 5-1. And if they win this next matchup here against Nova, they are going to secure second spot and be able to make their way into playoffs, at least guaranteed. So they're going to want to be able to bring their all for this match, because this not necessarily make or break, but it's a lot more comfortable if they do win this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting dynamic here. You got a team that's gone undefeated, and now Wake Technical, a team that's kind of got their back up against the wall a little bit. They got to kind of win here tonight. I'd say objectively, they're kind of the underdog in this matchup, but no doubt, still pretty clean records on both sides of the field. So at the end of the day, anyone can kind of take this one, and I'm excited to see who does.
Yeah, and we do have a best of three, so looking at our map picks across the board, we have a variety of maps we're going to be sending it to here today. For our first matchup, it will be on Ascent, picked up by Wake Technical. After that, we'll be heading to Icebox, and then after that, I believe it is Fracture for that decider. To see if we need that third map. But we should be getting to Agent Select fairly soon for our Ascent, which is our first matchup. And, well, Ascent, it's the NA staple here, Ocelot.
Yeah, and it's certainly the NA staple. The one thing I was kind of surprised about, we kind of joked about a little bit there, is that Fracture pick at the end. We'll see if we end up seeing it here, but hopefully we'll be heading into Agent Select shortly, and we'll see what these two teams have in mind for us on Ascent in terms of team compositions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect anything too out of the ordinary. I do know that so far what we have seen in our collegiate scene is a lot of Reyna, some double duelists across the board because, everyone, they want to frag out. If you have someone who's just tapping heads left and right, it's a lot easier to just put them on something like a Jet and a Reyna where they can be a lot more self-sufficient. But we are into Agent Select here, and so far across the board, he's not looking like that double duelist, at least of yet. North Virginia going to go with something I think a little bit out of the ordinary, though. They're going to pick up the Rays on this map, which you don't see a whole lot often, especially since, they're going to go with the Chamber to still have that op pressure, but typically you're going to see something like a Chamber and a Jet. Jet is kind of like the staple when it comes to this map, and the fact that neither team actually have picked this up is extremely surprising to me since we do have that double duelist on the other side with a Reyna and a Raze.
Yeah, that's really interesting how taking space offensively is going to function for that team. I'm excited to see maybe what they have in mind. They locked it in pretty early, so I guess they must have a lot of confidence in this roster. So maybe we'll get to see something a little special here tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how the team comps really shake up, how these teams utilize a Raze across the board, since, Jet is one of those agents that's a lot more of a staple on this map, a lot more op pressure. Maybe these teams aren't as comfortable with an operator, so they're going to favor something a little bit more utility heavy with that nade to clear out space with the Roomba, especially in order to get yourself some sort of forward information. But either way, we're getting into it here, Ocelot. Round one of this best of three of our first map. We will have Nova on the defending side for this one. They're the team with only one duelist, only that Raze, and it's stack up here by Wake Technical over towards that tiles.
Yeah, I kind of said it before. It will be really how they utilize Raze to try and take space offensively. They don't really have as much to work with in terms of not taking that Jet. We'll see. We know we mentioned it would be big for op pressure earlier. But already right now, that Roomba gonna identify some targets there. They know that there are at least a few coming to the side, but we do have that classic Sova spotted up there. It will fly out to market. The push comes through with the shorty. Shots aren't gonna land. Gonna get fragged out. That's 3 on the side of Nova. That's a 4th with the shock dart. Now there's just 1. That's a flawless round for the side of Nova. That's a big pickup for them.
Yeah, just running through the site. Wake Tactical, they try an entry, but Nova already there, already ready to actually pick up that round for themselves. Nova going to be able to buy up into this next round here, Ocelot. And so far, Wake Tech, first round, just waited out some of that utility, found the boom bot, shot that one down. That actually was information given over to Nova. They're able to stack the correct site, but Wake definitely seeming like they want to just stack up, be able to do these fast executes rather than play something like a slow default.
And this is a little bit of an interesting setup here. You have the majority of the team from Wake Tech on the B site. However, Sova is A with the bomb, just kind of lurking there, maybe seeing if they can pick up a frag, potentially on Chamber if the push comes through. Right now, Wake Tech is jockeying for some position. That's just what he's going to fall. Gravity well, maybe not going to get popped. There it is. Finally will be, but only after Stagger is able to pick up the first of the round. As the sprays come down, Nunu's going to find another, and those are some early frags. But take a look at the map there. Sova has found a way to sneak onto A site, but there are still 2 nearby opponents waiting for him. If he decides to stick this, they could collapse on him at any time.
Standing.
Oreos.
Oh, he baited it out. He's in trouble. There it is.
Oh, Wake Technical there. They try a little magician, try a little sleight of hand, see what they can get done, but hey, they're caught in 4K. Everyone gets stuck over towards B main. The cameras are right on them, and the pickup, the read was there from Nova. They still have the KO there in order to defend that A side as well as a trademark off the back end. Nova, they're going to pick up an easy anti-eco for themselves, and a flawless means all these guns have been retained into next round here, Ocelot. It's looking good for Nova's economy.
Yeah, that's big cash in pockets for next round especially, and it's rough. I mean, they tried to be a little bit cheeky, understandably. It was a save round. They kind of were outbought in that situation, but you definitely hope you take at least one or two opponents. Oh my goodness. That's a massive pickup, and we talked about it before, the econ being saved just with its frag alone. It's possible if he decides to continue pushing, he might even pick up a rifle, but as of right now, deciding to play back onto A site. Now it just looks like a little default gameplay here from the side of Wig Tech.
Yeah, they're just trying to spread out, do something a little bit different, see if they can find some sort of opening for themselves. But Nova, after that initial aggression towards A main, just decided to go back, play really slow, don't give any picks that Wake Technical are currently looking for. But since Nova have pushed all the way back, Wake Technical are able to just walk up, take this space, no utility really used in order to find it.
Ooh, Barry did get the headshot, but Bubblaze, good for 2 right now, possibly looking for more as they effectively secure back a spawn through mid here. And that means that the squad of Nova is at least somewhat divided, but bomb falls to Cody. He understands that there's at least another back spawn, but Bubblaze for the 3rd of the round, looking for more, has the rifle, gets some shots on, eventually gets shot out by Nunu. That's just one. They have a little bit of utility here, but only a Spectre to their name. Shots will come through, and now they're a little bit stuck. They might blast pack out of here. Shock Dart's going to come through. Just 7 HP as Spike goes down on A site. Got a lot of distance to cover here, and this is going to have to be a real hero play from the side of Nova if they want to.
Oh, he is unable to tell shots. Broccoli gonna pick that one up, and Wake Technical, despite dropping that initial pick early on with a nice headhunter shot from Cody, they spearhead themselves right through, take the fight straight to Wake Technical into their spawn, take control of said spawn, and then run over towards their site. Now, economy damage was done by Nova. I think only 2 guns into the next round, so Wake Technical's economy not looking as good as it could. But Nova, they're at full rifles, they're at full utility, and they're ready to really show Wake Technical what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Wake Technical, you definitely have to win that round. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of disastrous for the rest. You're going to have yourself on a little bit of a back foot for the rest of the remaining rounds, at least for the next few. But right now, we do have that a little bit of an econ advantage to the side of Nova right now. We saw Nunu's going to peek the corner while the bomb going flying. Nunu gets the first tap. That's a big opening frag. Playing pretty aggressively through A main, but weirdly, bombs down. They're being a little bit cheeky again. Nobody's really there to support the bomb carrier, or the spike carrier, I should say. Apologies.
They should be using the smoke to recover that spike, so Wake Technical at least have some control over that. V's still could get caught out here, but Wake Technical, hey, rinse and repeat. Let's just spear ourselves right through the middle.
Ooh. Wilt's locking it down from deep.
One enemy remaining.
Nice little tap, and that's going to be a flawless for the side of Nova. Picking up that one early, able to down the spike very quickly through B main off that push and just dominating the round through the rest.
Yeah, great play by Nova there, knowing that Wake Technical like to go for something slow towards mid, like to just push themselves up. Well, Nova's going to be that Cobra. They're going to corner you from every single side, squeeze the life out of you, and get themselves around for them as well. Nova 3-1. Might I add, Ocelot, this is Wake Technical's own map pick. Now, it is still possible to bring this back. It is going to be the eco round for Wake Technical, but this is a really good start from Nova.
We're seeing big investments used. Gravity well used there. A very offensive push from Nunu. Understands where the opposition is. Shock Dart's going to be used, I imagine. That's going to land a little bit of damage on the opponents. Now they're kind of stuck. They don't really want to push A main, but the roster of Nova is closing in quickly. They're kind of boxed in right now. Cypher's checking his corners, trying to see if he can suss out the opposition. The recon dart will fall. Nice corner peek there. Able to bait out Kodal on that. Father of Oreos picking up the headshot with the Sheriff, and how the rest of the team looks to rotate. A little bit
Taking that back. Recovering it.
odd on the rotate. I guess they're looking to stay away from mid here as they look to move the spike B.
Yeah, you can already see Nova's kind of read into this, though. The rotations have already come over towards that B site. And now it's Nunu here to defend.
Ooh, Nunu.
Down, B.
So aggressive. So much aggressive Raze gameplay we've seen thus far. A lot of blast pack usage through smokes right into combat as Nunu's good for a second thus far. He's going to spray it on the smoke, possibly. He's going to find Wormy. Wormy is looking a little bit unhealthy there. Minimal HP in that back corner. Stun's going to come out. That will find Nunu. Wormy's good for Barry. Father tries to find the mid push, won't work out for him. It's going to be another round in favor of Nova.
Yeah, Wake actually got a freebie there, catching out that lurk, catching out that flank, but fortunately Nova still had the macro game on point. We're still able to get to B site before Wake Technical were able to even exit their spawn. Nova pick up the fourth, which was that anti-eco. You do necessarily think they're going to win that one. Good damage from Wake Technical to keep the economy still relatively low for Nova. They're not hitting those 9k figures just yet, but Wake, with some investment in that last round, gonna have a Spectre on one, a Guardian on the other, so not really that whole number 3 combo meal that you really expect from them.
Well, for now at least, Wormy's going to be able to make use of the Vandal that they did buy. As Fuse looks to push up. I don't know. Nunu finding 2. The aggression is just unparalleled right now. Picking up 2 with that rocket. Now he's going to look for more with the nade. Bubblaze, though, making good use of the Guardian with the one tap there on the Raze, who is pushing up. Now that Spike maybe looks to rotate through mid here. They don't have too much vision. However, it is kind of free for them. They don't know that, though, and they're going to look to rotate that Spike B.
You should run.
All up to Veritine. Knows that this hit is coming because that lockdown was popped, but can he actually get the frags?
He's lurking. Smoke is covering it. Peek comes through. Stagger gets the other on mid. And now the collapse comes down. 3-on-1. This is going to be difficult for Bubblaze. The lockdown was already used. Didn't catch anybody. And here comes the defenders. They're looking for the peaks. They know their boathouse. And no doubt this is going to be tricky. Molly is used. Bubblaze is peeking left and right. Can't quite find a frag. And Stagger's going to close this run out, making this round 5-1 for the side of Nova.
Yeah, so far Nova just giving no respect in that early game, pushing out, getting frags early. Saw Nunu there with a huge showstopper to get 2. And then even after that, Veritine with a nice initial frag onto the site. Fortunately, Bubblaze wasn't able to get anything off the back end of it. Wake Tech, despite having guns in that round, still weren't able to convert. 5-1 for Nova so far, and oh man, it really feels like Nova are just running away with this game here, Osla. Each buy round still looks very healthy for themselves. Economy's built up quite a bit. Cody will now be on that operator as well, and this is the guy who like has been getting a lot of those initial frags.
Yeah, that's been absolutely huge. That and the back of Nunu playing again so aggressive through these corners, really making the opposition second guess themselves when they push through these entry points onto site. But like you said, that op going to be so deadly, being able to maintain mid control. Looking to peek through, good for 1. Stagger is going to find the other mid. They not sure if they see the Killjoy. Haven't spotted her out just yet. Kodal does. Able to pick up Bubblaze mid, and now they have mid control. They're looking to push. They're not slowing down. They're pushing the aggression. Gravity Well comes out. That's not going to stop Nunu. Nunu's on an absolute rampage, looking to push for more. Grenades coming out. Silverdart will be used. Stagger is going to trade out Nunu. And another round in favor of Nova.
Man, Nunu out here with the snowball, just running himself all the way down mid, pushing that snowball into their spawn, and just running over every single player under his feet. This guy is absolutely insane on this Raze. And you got to see just how confident he is taking these peeks as well. His teammates backing him up, but he has those wall hacks for him off the back end. You can see the comms really flourishing here for Nova, and this is why they're at that number 1 here, Ocelot. Their team play, even with Nunu just kind of running through the enemy team, is helping him run through the enemy team.
So true, and sometimes you're just feeling yourself. I mean, that level of confidence when you're on your game is sometimes can be so hard to play against as an opposition because you're unpredictable. You're not always going to follow kind of the mean entry strategy that traditional teams might be using. And as that Astra ult looks to divide the site up, the push might come through on this. They do also have 2 more ults to potentially invest in this take. But right now it looks like it's going to get stalled out, effectively kind of nullifying that ultimate as it was used here. But V's is maybe gonna lurk on this corner with the judge. Maybe the patience will be rewarded. We've seen how aggressive Nunu can be when they decide to push, and maybe this is their way to try and counteract that.
Actually saw the over rotation there from Nova over towards that B site, but Wake just trying to cut noise, see if there's an over aggression, re-hit towards that A. Nova are ready for this. They have Cody all the way over towards tiles. They would know if a B hit is coming. That allows them to stack over towards this A site, and Wake Technical, they have no idea.
They have no idea. And there's the one. Wilson's going to trade. Oh my goodness, he's good for 3. Finally drops. Absolutely phenomenal spray transfer. Hunter's Call going to be used. Stagger's going to pick up Broccoli with that, and now there is just one on-site. Difficult spot to be in on Dice there as Barry's going to pick up, and that's going to be 7-1 for the side of Nova.
Man, Wilt has a nice Gandalf cosplay right there, just shouting, "You shall not pass," every single time Wake Technical tries to hit a site. I mean, this guy is absolutely crazy. 6-2 on this KO, but the entirety of Nova, again, they're just reading Wake Technical so well on this Ascent map, man. On this defense, they're using aggression. They're also confident so they can take these really aggressive stances, and it feels like every time Wake Technical try and hit a site, Nova is there ready and waiting.
It's so true. I mean, you talk about confidence. They literally just had faith in Kodal, who just gets another one to basically hang back and secure site by himself while they hold the stack on A. And it's just such great cerebral and confident gameplay from this roster that's ultimately helping them to take these rounds over and over again. As Bubbles maybe looks to push through A. The spike is down there. It's going to make this a difficult take as Sova's lurking around. Broccoli maybe to secure some mid pressure. Lear's going to be used. Oh. That trademark. Nunu good for 2. Possibly another. They know they're sitting in pizza. Broccoli's in trouble. Nunu's good for a 3rd. And my goodness, this Nova roster is on a tear right now.
Ooh, shout out to our observer there. That was a really clean shot, just showing that chamber slow off the back end, throwing the nade nowhere for Broccoli to go, because he's trapped in a corner back against the wall. Nade right into his face. Wake Technical, fortunately not able to convert any of these buy rounds so far. Again, Nova are just able to use aggression so well, and it's catching Wake Technical off guard here. I think, at least in their scrims, or at least the matches they've played of so far, they're used to having a little bit more respect when it comes to that map, or punishing these over aggressions. But so far in this match, Nova has really had the driver's seat. Mid control here, A split on the table.
Get traded out. It's a big pickup, at least with the Ghost. Whoever was confused.
Hello.
Hello is right, and goodbye as Kodal and Berry Time say goodbye to Broccoli, and now it is just Oreos left on this site, only a sheriff to their name. Good for 1 though, but Kodal gonna find 3 that round, and this is looking like it's gonna be a little bit of a lopsided game, unless maybe Wake Tech has something for us on defense.
You know, that's why he's the father of Oreos here, Ocelot. It's not no-name cookie brand, all right, cookie sandwiches or anything. He is the father of Oreos, so he's definitely going to at least get that one off the back end.
Yeah, they got creamed, man, so I don't... that's understandable with that kind of name, but... With that said, I mean, they're going to need to look to kind of innovate here, despite having some nice plays. As a whole, their team just isn't able to deal with with the, I mean, again, there's a hard way to describe it apart from just like general aggression. This time they're ready for it though, as they decide to stack 3 through A main. Gonna finally end up picking up Chamber. Agent who's been so deadly these past few rounds, playing so aggressively.
You should run.
Has been known for Nunu. Was up in market. Oh, it's berry time, possibly.
Oh,
Nunu! Oh
Nunu
my
time.
goodness, you can't do him like that, dude. Such great synergy off of the utility being used there. Lockdown isn't gonna find anybody. V's good for 1, possibly looking for 2. Still a feasible map for them. V's is gonna be able to escort that spike back onto site. It's gonna allow the plant to fall.
Planted.
And now, get ourselves a 2-on-2 situation. Stars fall. See how they'd be utilized here. Just looking for some information. How it comes through. Barry gets 1. He's fishing for it. He's searching. Oh, V's unfortunately can't capitalize on the reload from Stagger. Stagger's gonna re-peek, get the pick. That means Nova's getting another one unanswered here.
Look, Ocelot, I'm sure you're familiar, or at least I hope you're familiar with the term Rosa ulti, named after the pro player Sub Rosa, who used to play Raze and would always whiff every single Raze ulti. I gotta say, I think we gotta rename something like Nunu ulti or something, because this guy is always good for 2. Always. Every time I've seen him pop a showstopper, he always somehow gets 2. So, you know, it's berry time. It's Nova's time here, ladies and gentlemen. Because they're 10-1 so far, and the first half isn't even over. Nova could take it all the way to 11-1. Get on Wake Technical's own map pick. Cody, he's bought up an operator. Yeah, again, he's been a king when it comes to those first bloods, just shattering Wake Technical's dreams.
Yeah, been so effective with these picks. Such great synergy, such great gunplay from this team. And yeah, like you said, all in the back of Nunu, the showstopper being so huge. Talked about Nunu before, maybe running it down mid. My man's been channeling those ults for a while, and he's landing big damage every time. But Barry's gonna find V's as they push onto site. Frags kind of all across the map here. 3-on-4 as the push comes through. Father of Orio's looking for something on site.
Down A.
Is not gonna find it though. Wiltz is gonna deny that
Last
push.
player standing.
Oh my goodness, Stagger just 1-taps.
Oh,
And now
360.
he was looking for it. That's aggro. Oh my goodness. Bust out the classic, and that is quite the half for the side of Nova.
Oh
Switching
man,
sides.
Nova getting 11. Wake Technical. I mean, all of it is riding on this pistol here. I mean, basically all of it. You get to match point if you're Nova. The very beginning of this half, not even time for that economy to build up for Wake Technical. It's going to be disaster that happens. So a lot of pressure for Wake Technical. They're on the defense, so maybe they can set themselves a pace a little bit, play a little bit more comfortably than they might on that attacking side. But so far, Nova, they've seemed to play on the same page. They've set their teammates up well, with Nunu going aggressive with the wall hacks from Stagger off the back end, as well as that Astra utility. So the way that they've been playing so far, really think it is going to be that 12-1 scoreline.
Wow, I absolutely agree. The only thing maybe I can think of is maybe something we touched on earlier, is the fact that we have the Rays looking to take space, but oh my goodness, they just flow onto site so quickly. Absolutely, bar nobody's safety, they have confidence in their duelists to take space, rip it onto site. It goes well for them, and already the spike has been planted just a few seconds into the round. Big trades coming through on both sides of the roster, but inevitably it does go to the side of Nova, and now it's a 4-on-2 looking to retake.
Last player standing.
Ooh, Stagger gonna put down Bubbles, and Barry Time's gonna put down Broccoli. This is match point, and I'll tell you what, it's not looking great.
Oh man, Nova there, like little bugs crawling out, just flooding onto that A site and taking everyone down with them. Nova are gonna get their 12th round on the board, and yep, you're gonna see it there right in the scoreboard. Wake Technical, I mean, they have to basically force up into this, because this could very well be that last round of the half. Not a lot of armor. In fact, 2 people don't have any armor across the board. They're just going out on their clothes, on their back. Nothing to really stop the bullets, but they do have the guns to at least shoot back. It's all going to end up with a classic ace play here.
Hey, yo, I also just saw something like, man, Stagger's only died twice. My man is on an absolute rampage. Putting together some big strings of frags as they're able to take sight through mid. Absolutely nutty play here. True. You heard it. The caster curse immediately taking effect on that one. Oreos is going to be able to find 1Vs. Gets flashed out, and now it is just up to Father Oreos. And I was gonna say Bubbles, but scratch that. Oreos, it's all on you here with the Spectre. 22 health to their name. I'll tell you what, this is gonna be a little bit of a tricky retake. And there it is.
Crossfire is just too strong there from Nova. They have every angle covered. Even saw there off the back end that peek into a main from Nunu was off the back of a flash from the KO. So like the team play is very much there for Nova. They're very much on the same page, and their comms are looking crisp, at least in what we can see in their gameplay. Wake Technical, they drop on their own a map pick, but this is a best of 3, and if my Valorant casting career has taught me anything, is that map picks don't mean anything. They should still go Wake Technical's way.
Absolutely true. I mean, if they can find a way to innovate maybe in their team comp selection, maybe at least in the pace of their play, because right now it just looks, they're looking a little bit slow in terms of how they react to Nova's crushing, honestly, offense and defense. They play aggressive on both sides of the space. So if they can maybe look to counter that with a little bit of gameplay innovation, who knows? Maybe we do see ourselves heading to Fracture in game number 3, but we'll have to see in game number 2 here.
Yeah, so we should be heading to a very quick break. When we are back, we will be back with map 2. Don't go anywhere. Spear ourselves right in the middle.
Ooh. Wilt's locking it down from D. Nice little tap, and that's going to be a flawless for the side of... Well, for now, at least, Wormy's going to be able to make use of the Vandal that they did buy. He looks to push up. Nunu finding the aggression to push. They're not slowing down. They're pushing the aggression. Gravity Well comes out. That's not going to stop Nunu. Nunu's on an absolute... They have no idea. And there's the one. Wilts is going to trade. Oh my goodness, he's good for 3. Finally drops. Absolutely phenomenal spray transfer. Hunter's Call going to be used. Stagger's going to pick up Broccoli with that. And now there is just one on-site difficult spot. Oh. Nunu good for 2. Possibly another. They know they're sitting in pizza. Uh-oh. Broccoli's in trouble. Nunu's getting 4. Pacific Market. Oh, it's berry time, possibly. Oh, Nunu! Oh my goodness! And yeah, like you said, all in the back of Nunu, the showstopper being so huge. Talked about Nunu before, if you're running it on the site, it goes well for them. And already the spike has been planted. Just a few seconds into the round. Big trades coming through on both sides of the roster, but inevitably it does go to the side of Nova, and now it's a 4-on-2 that Stagger. Gonna put down Bubbles, and Barry Time's gonna put... Hey, yo, I also just saw something like, man, Stagger's only died twice. My man is on an absolute rampage. That Oreos, it's all on you here with the Spectre. 22 health to their name. I'll tell you what, this is gonna be a little bit of a tricky retake. And there it is.
Crossfire is just too strong there. No, they have...
Hey folks, welcome back to Esports U. We got some NJCAAE action on tap for you here. We just saw game one, headed to game number 2 off a very dominant win from Nova.
Yeah, I mean, Nova were looking flawless in that map, not just with their aim, with just the fact that they were out peaking pretty much every single person on Wake Technical, but setting up their teammates. Especially, I gotta say, Nunu, who was really that entry frag, even on the defense, who was just entering onto the entirety of the site and to not the site, the entirety of the map, excuse me, and just destroying everyone by pure aim. But he had, those recon darts available for him to really set him up, those flashes from the KO as well. Like, everyone was really on the same page that he was about setting him up. So great stuff from Nova. They take Wake Technical's map picks on Ascent. And for map 2, we'll be heading to something slightly different. It is going to be Icebox into the cold. But honestly, the way Nova performed on that map 1 in terms of just straight aim diff, when we go to a map that an aim diff I feel like is going to be even more apparent with how the map really shapes up, Wake Technical, hopefully with this break, are going to have something in their back pocket when it comes to defending against Nova on this map.
Yeah, and the big thing that's scary to me is we saw, you said it before, entering on defense. We saw it be so pivotal for them last game. I'm scared to see the Nova roster on offense when all 5 of them are there to take a site effectively. I have a high degree of confidence that these are going to be these takes are going to be incredibly proficient and well oiled in terms of how well these guys are going to be able to get onto site and get that spike down.
Yeah, so Northern Virginia actually going with something a little bit spicier. Nunu's going to be back on that Raze, which is kind of like people play this pick on this map sometimes, not a whole lot. The nade can be really good at clearing out some space, but I gotta point this one out. The Yoru picked up by Cody. Now, this was the guy playing Chamber last map. He had some great early picks with something like the Headhunter, with his Operator, with just his rifle as well. This guy is really good at aiming, and the fact that he's picking up this Yoru, I want to see some of those really crazy, really memey plays that you really typically see from a Yoru. Those flash TPs, those Yoru fake clones going right into the site and just disorienting everyone. I'm excited to see this stuff from Nova.
Yeah, definitely some really cool outplay potential on the side of this roster. Also, obviously, we see Sovas on both sides. That's definitely to be expected. Stagger played it last time too, so no doubt he's going to have some solid lineups for this site. But yeah, the duelist gameplay on the side of Nova is something I am definitely excited to see.
Yeah, this should be some crazy stuff. I did see that KO picked up by Wake Technical, so there could be some good firepower on their side. You break a lot of that utility with that knife, or suppress it for at least a little bit. It gives you that opening to entry up, to get those double swings, to try and punish these aggro peaks that Nova are going to be taking, considering how much they ran through map 1. I want to see if that overconfidence gets to them, or maybe Wake Technical, they're going to shrink up, despite the fact that, they went 13-1 on the first map. They're not going to have those confident peaks, and Nova might just run through them yet again.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a big mental hurdle to cross. Definitely a lot of wind taken out of their sails after that first match, I should say, did not go their way, especially considering that it was their map pick. So we'll see if maybe they can turn the tables here in game number 2 on Icebox. But only time will tell as we head into game number 2 of this matchup.
Oh, man, Osla, I kind of wish I was in Icebox right now. It's really hot in my room, but hey, these players, I think they're feeling pretty warm. They're feeling pretty comfortable in terms of their aim. We're going to get right into our first map, or this first round of the second map of the series.
Oh, Cody, what's going on with that crosshair, brother? That's that's pretty gross.
Yeah,
it's like a Viper crosshair. I don't know what's going on there. First opening frags will find their way onto the site as the push comes so aggressively. Absolutely flying onto the site, fast and furious. Absolutely schmooving down. Spike's gonna drop, and that just leaves Verse to be here. But I think he heard the fake TP. Just all mind games right now. He's gonna get timing. This is looking not great for Verse.
Ooh, spotted out. Whoops is gonna take down the last player. And I gotta say, crazy crosshair there from Cody. But before everyone watching the stream decides to copy that crosshair in my ranked games, he didn't get a kill first round. So
hey,
please,
true.
please do not copy that crosshair. Do not do it. I don't want to see that when it comes to my own ranked games, even if you are rolling through your enemies like Nova is. Easy first round for themselves. Just say, screw it, we ball, run into the site, and take every single name for yourselves. Nunu has a judge here, Ocelot. Just something I don't see a whole lot of on this map, but the fact that he's entering so well, especially with the double satchels, I mean, I'm excited to see whether it can get some value.
Yeah, we're gonna see another schmoove here on the site. I think the knife might have disabled it, at least for a little bit. Cuddle's gonna find Broccoli. Stagger gets V's. As the push comes through onto site here, Wormy gets one. Stagger trades it out though.
Oh my god, no way.
Oh my goodness, that is goofy.
Oh man, Cody there with the Yoru tech trying to fake himself the clone. No one really bites on it, but that's how you know this guy has played at least a little bit of Yoru, that he's trying to, you know, fake out, the mind games that really come with this agent. I mean, standard anti-eco stuff from Nova running through that A site. Wake's tactical, not really able to defend, doesn't have the guns to do it, but now they have the guns. Now they have that full buy across the board, full rifles in their hands. There's a 4-stack on the A side as well. Excuse me, a 5-stack. You already see the chamber coming over here as well. This is going to be a bloodbath here in this third round.
Yeah, we got a team deathmatch situation happening here. As the utility kind of comes down, they're just going to be button heads here on A site. Neither of these teams really backing down. If we saw the buys, we did see, I think, again, another aggressive pickup from Rays. Getting a little bit cheeky there. He's deciding to show some aggression of their own. Prospects come out. Not going to allow that to happen again. Going to stuff out that judge, but the bomb is already, or spike, I should say, apologies, already rotating back to B site. As Barry looks to plant. Wall goes up. Yoru does have that blink over to the other side. We'll see if that gets utilized, which I imagine it will as soon as we hear shots coming from there.
Wake Tactical is already rotated here. They can do the fast retake. I think there's a TP all the way over towards there, and Cody's gonna go for it.
Oh my goodness.
He did it.
It was quite the dive. Able to pick up one versus eventually getting him though. 1v3. Maybe it'll blink out of danger at least for now. Won't be enough though. Wiltz is gonna get the peak, and that's a tough round to lose, seeing as they did buy up there. It's gonna spell disaster for their econ.
Yeah, smart stuff from Nova there, especially after those first 2 rounds. Pretty much pressing only the gas, only the go button on that A site, but they actually hesitate for just enough to sniff out the 5-stack that Wake Technical had on that site, and were able to rotate through. Nunu just goes for something, stuff that Nunu will do, but hey, they're still able to win the round for themselves, and Wake Technical not looking too good in that money department. 2 judges bought up, actually, one for Verse, one for his V's. Fortunately, neither of them on that A site, which Nova looking to go for yet again.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine we're still going to see some more blast pack action from the Rays. Never mind, I think one of them was already used. Wormy with a nice 1-tap onto Nunu as they were looking to push onto site.
Flank. It's a flank already.
It is a flank. Willis is going to pick out Verse as that only circles around. V's finds Wiltz. Looking for more. Stagger gets Wormy. He's going to fall through. Is it enough is the question. He's there. Oh my goodness, had to jump on him. Barry time is able to clutch it out, flick into the opposition, and that's going to be another round in favor of Nova.
The flanking fast judge from V's. I feel like if he had any other weapon, it would have worked out slightly better for him. He was only able to get one with that close range gun. Nova, 4th round on the board. A site, I mean, it's their bread and butter at this point. So Wake Technical still looking to put themselves on the board. Now, we have seen some nice shots, right? We saw a nice deagle shot from Wormy. Saw it get at least a little bit close. It's not that flawless, but a lot of stuff that...
Ooh, look at the aggression. Barry still putting them on the clock. It's Barry time. Nunu also finding Verse. Wiltz finding Father. Broccoli finally going to trade out Wiltz, I should say. But no doubt Spike is going to go down here, and they don't really have the pressure right now to prevent that from happening. So oh my god, is he doing it again?
Last player standing.
He looks to dive. They don't know if it's a fake. He's sitting back here. The wall's up. He's got to rotate. This is a tricky one.
I mean, he's just going to try and save. Doesn't know where anyone is heading for. Stagger, hearing the steps. Going to stomp Wormy right into the concrete. And, well, Nova. 5-0 so far. Not, you know, they had a really good showing when it came to their first map. Even though it was Wake Technical's own map pick. Nova definitely feeling comfortable if they were going to pick up this map as well. But, and Wake Technical 5-1 so far on the weeks. It just feels like Nova are on a whole different level when it comes to this game. 4 ultimates stacked up here, Ocelot, to take this round for themselves, but they probably don't even need it. Not a whole lot in the pocket, in the wallet for Wake Technical.
So true. They already have the gun advantage. I feel like they might not feel it's necessary to invest that. Nunu's picking up V's to make the push onto site. He's going to be utilized. Showstopper invested. Oh. They did see the Tootsies, but able to get the frag. Nunu finds Fathers. And now looking to peek. We'll also get Wormy. Good for 3. Still 2 up. I mean, ace is feasible. Never mind. Cody's going to find Broccoli, and that just leaves Verse with that tour de force. Sitting back. Can't exactly save this weapon, so eventually the push will probably need to come. Verse finds Barry. It's a little bit funky. Shot won't quite land as Nunu. Good for the 4K. Might grill Cody for stealing the ace there later. We'll see.
Yeah, Nunu actually Rosa ulted there. It wasn't a Nunu ult. That was a Rosa ult. Actually tucked it behind. I have no idea how it actually didn't kill Father of Oreos. Like, it was straight on him. I think the box might have gotten the way, but either way, Nunu's just ready for the angle any single day. Triple op from Wake Technical. This is it. This is all the money. No Ethereum bot, no any crypto, no stocks, no nothing. It's all put into the guns. Now let's see if they can actually get themselves some kills, get themselves some return on investment here for Wake Technical. And there it is, right off the board. Smoke's taken off the table.
I am not a financial expert, but thus far it's worked out for them. Able to pull off some big returns off of that op, but we'll see if they can make those. Hey, right now they're able to utilize them pretty well. Barry at least is going to nullify one of those picks, though, as they continue to look to push. The question is no way Kodal has the gusto to blink back there, right? Yeah. Oh well, I mean, certainly can't, because he's been down now. I've just realized, but the roster of Nova's gonna look to rotate with the exception of Sova, who's still kind of ascertaining some info. Never mind, no longer. He's been fragged out, but the secondary rotate will come through. I guess they figure they've been off-site long enough, maybe they won't stay. But with Technical thinking otherwise, they're holding these angles securely. Have that op presence. Oh, Barry time, putting them on the clock.
30 seconds left.
And now there's just 1 left on the side of Nova. This could be the round they needed. But it's not over yet.
Spike.
20 seconds.
Cover going out.
They still have the ops. There's still time.
14 minutes. And there it is! Wake Tech on the board. All it took were 3 ops, Sparky. That's all it took. They just need to do that every time. Easy peasy.
I don't know if they have the money for that. I don't think their return on investment is that great. Maybe they need some sponsorships in the house from someone, because, well, they're not going to be able to pick up that 3rd operator. At least they got 2. Hey, there's the second.
The Marshal.
You know, it's almost there. 3 scoped guns. You know, it's close. It's close. We'll take it. We'll take it if we're Wake Technical. All right, we're gonna go into the next round. The 2 ops can make the difference that we've seen. You don't need to tap heads when you can tap the body. And Wake Technical, they've shown signs of life. It's back to this ace site though, and Nova are able to spot out the first opper.
He's there. They're looking for the peaks. They see him, but Visa's eventually going to fall back. Understands that there are going to be way too many targets to have to deal with in that situation. But here comes that site push that we've known so well. Nunu drops the op in the hands of V's. Cody gets Father. Father of Oreos, I should say. Make sure to put some respect on that name. Broccoli picks up Nunu. Verse gets Wilts. Op still in the hands of Verse here. Barry looks to make the play. Will in fact find Broccoli. The question is, do they maybe look to save his operator? They know they're there. It's not going to be enough though. as that op falls to the marshal of all weapons, and that means that, I'll tell you what, Nova just got a little bit of an influx of cash.
I gotta say, even though the fact that 3 ops were bought up 2 rounds ago, last round 2 ops were bought up in a marshal, Nova still had no fears rushing onto that A site. You saw the initial peek from Nunu. He just ran across, no cares in the world to actually peek that generator angle, just tries to close the space. Second, the next person also just tries to clear the space, doesn't care because they know that they can actually outrun these operators. No, Wake weren't able to land the shots, and Nova, hey, back to bread and butter, A site.
Next.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they've shown so much confidence on this site. I don't blame them for just sticking it out continuously. Oh, unfortunately, Storm not going to work out for her. Oh, Liv Stagger's going to pick up V's off of that push, and now that means that Nova has sight yet again. Hunter's call. Gonna have a little bit of damage. Looks like it will. It's gonna be a little bit of health bars chunked there. Too much action happening just yet. A lot of bullets being shot.
Oh, Cody.
Lots being landed. Yeah, very nice play there. Shock darts being utilized, but I mean, Sage is sitting at like single-digit HP right now. Cody finds one, might be good for another. Peek comes through, will find it.
Well, they suck.
He's good for 2, and that's a flawless round for Nova after, I mean, you like to see it. I was gonna say, I mean, tough loss like 2 rounds ago, but really, they're completely unfazed. I can't even spin it like that.
Yeah, I mean, Nova have loved to go towards that A site. They basically lock out Wake from even retaking. It's like for all the history buffs out there, this is what I imagine like colonization was like, you know, so long ago, where you just go to their site, you put your flag down, or the spike in this case, and you just say, this is our site and you have to abide by our rules. This is basically what's happening here when it comes to Nova.
Colonizers confirmed. Quite the call out there, but I mean, honestly, they've been pretty dominant and they've been icing everybody there, so I mean, maybe there's some truth to it. As with that said, though, Wake Technical did pick up the first frag of this round as they look to push V's. The judge paying off big for them. Hunter's Call is going to be invested in this take. That's a 5-3 right now. They might be able to hold their own here if they can maybe find another one. Starting to push through with the judge. Some on the flank, V's with the aggression. You love to see it on the judge. Utilizing the updraft. Spots the opponent. They know they're there. They probably sussing out that this rotate is coming through here.
Alright, spike over towards the other side. The only person to defend is Father of Oreos himself. Can he find the angle?
Oh man.
Nice play there from Nova to fake the plant, bait out the peak from Father of Oreos, even up the player counts at least for a little bit here. Now it's a 3 versus 2. Retake on the board. No one knows if there actually is a flank, but it's all about the shots, whether or not they're going to land.
Just a situation here. They do have to play. A little bit speedy here. Flash is going to be utilized. That's a trade. That's big, and now it's just a one-on-one. Cody can utilize those steps. Great discipline. Watching it. Shots are going to come through. Cody finds the pickup on Verse. Picking up 3 in that round. Also picking up a nice little operator for the Troubles. That leaves us 9-1 in this game right now.
I mean, Nova. Nice clutch there from Cody. Fake teleport not going to mean the difference in the end. But again, it's just been Nova the entirety of this game. Rushing through every single site. If they aren't able to take that A site, push back the invaders, they'll just go to B, plant the spike there. Not too much of a difference for themselves. Let's head over back towards this A, back to at least get that initial space. Some mid aggression here from WTC. Maybe we could see that early flag, but Barry Tyne, he's got the angle, he's got the game sense in order to sniff that one out.
Yeah. Able to pick up some big ones there. Nunu, oh my goodness, good for 2. Already has sight. Gonna look to clear some space up, and that spike no doubt is gonna be falling very shortly here. goes down. Broccoli looking to find something, make some magic happen with the Sheriff as his father of Oreos, but he's going to get dunked. And that is a flawless for Nova yet again. And I'll tell you what, it is definitely not looking good for Wake Technical right now.
This was the. Are we gonna see the exact same scoreline here, Ocelot, as our first
It's
game?
possible.
It was 10-1. All it takes is Nova winning yet another round for themselves in order to have, I guess, a script written for us. But Wake Technical, they've got rifles in their hands, 2 ultimates on the board. One of them, a really strong one here, is the Null Command, which could make the difference in terms of a retake situation. 5 stack on this A site, but Nova read this. They know they've been going A over and over and over again, so they're going to head over towards that B site, and both teams are just going to miss each other, at least for now. Early plants means that time is taking 45 seconds for a WTC to defuse.
Nobody's there. Nobody's on B site. My goodness. They might need a map on this one. Whole roster's there, but Verse is able to find his way pretty quickly after that. Using that tour de force, picking up 1. Wormy will eventually trade out Wilts. Big trades coming through here as Kodal is able to drop V's. Wormy and Broccoli good for 3 right now. I mean, 2.5. That's KO is down but not out. Oh, flank comes through. Oreo is able to pick up 1, but they gotta start defusing like right now. Oh my goodness, Berry Time able to pick it up, but I don't know that they have enough time to defuse. And that is a clutch, technically, for Berry Time able to pick up a dub there. Wow, that was a tight one though. Could have gone either way.
I mean, the spike just planted so soon, and Wake Technical weren't even able to find the flank, and all of that time means that they got to go faster on that retake, and they weren't able to do it. Nova are going to write the script for us at 11-1 yet again, and it's all up to this pistol yet again from Wake Technical. Can they convert this, give themselves at least some breathing room in this game here, Ocelot, or is Nova just going to complete their 100% speed run of this best of 3? Looking to be just Wake Technical going over towards that A site.
Yeah, they're slinging it right now. 100% speed run, no kidding. I mean, hey, if Wake Tech can pick up another one, at least we can say they've effectively doubled their improvement here. But they've got a lot of work cut out for them. Verse gonna pick up a big one though. Off of that pick, Wormy finds Nunu. Verse able to duck away from that combat encounter before things get too spicy for them. Wiltz is gonna peek up, able to finds a few, spots a few, but V's is inevitably gonna be able to beat him out. And then we got ourselves a 5-on-2. This is looking good for Wake Tech right now.
Both defenders split. Stagger, it's all up to him in order to try and defend. Low health bars.
Hey, if there is a person who can clutch us out, though, Stagger. Oh my goodness, my man brought out the protractor for that move. He's been studying the geometry. He knows the angles. He's good for 3. He's also going to get a recon dart. Stagger does get dropped, but he's enabled his teammate to be in at least a much more favorable situation. We're going to clear the angle. Finds the one with the classic, and it's Berry Time. We know how effective they've been. Put them on the clock, Berry, and they will. That defuse is going to come through off of, I mean, big plays. Clutch up by Berry there, but man, those Sova darts were so huge.
Man, Stagger's just teaching Wake Technical a lesson in geometry there. Every single shock dart lands. A 5 versus 2 turned into a 2 versus 2 because of Stagger, and a win because of Berry Time. I mean, this team is just on a different level. And while 12-1 Wake Technical, they're going to have to force into this one. It's do or die here in order to get themselves into second place, at least for now. And Nova, I mean, they're looking to keep their #1 spot very comfortably. Double Marshall here for the attack.
Yeah, we did see a Vandal invested as well. Spots are going to come through. Berry Time looking like they're in a little bit of trouble, but able to double back as Coddle fills in for them and is able to take 2 off of that push. Spikes is dropped. And that's going to be, a little bit of a precarious position, but 2 of Wake Tech's team is sitting in spawn. A little bit of a cheeky position, and that just leaves 1 on the the side of Nova, sitting mid, they have a little bit of leeway here. I'm not sure that they really have the information on where this Omen is positioned. So it looks like they're going to take it B. Well, Nova is heading A.
Yeah, Wills has no idea where the attack is going to go with this one. Keep in mind, he only saw them in spawn, so they could literally go anywhere with this. He's going to gamble over towards that A site. Wake Technical decide on the B site for themselves, and with 49 HP in Wilts' pocket, that Marshall is basically a pocket operator. It does all the damage that needs to. If he's going to be the one to push up, and I don't think Wilts is going to expect
Last
this.
player standing.
Oh,
He's ready for it.
Hey, he's expecting the unexpected out here. Oh my goodness, he turns that corner. Oh, what broccoli! Able to fish out that teleport pretty well.
Wilts will expect the unexpected, but he will not expect the expected when it comes to that.
True.
TP. Unfortunate for him. It's still, it's a 10-round lead for Nova. It's okay to drop the one, at least for now. Could still be that comeback here. It's so far away. I hate to say it to bring hope, but it's still possible. Anything is possible when it comes to this best of 3. Wake, they're going to be able to buy up at least to some better guns. Nova are going to save for this one, except for Cody. He's going to go with that full firepower force, and it's back towards that spawn from
broccoli.
Wake Technical. They realize that, hey, if Nova are going to push them, why don't we just wait?
Yeah, it's going to work out, at least in their favor for now, as already 3 of the members of Nova have dropped mid. Big pickup coming from those rifles, but the Spectre on Coddle, he's good for 2 right now. No way he looks for more, and now there's just 1. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. You'd think with the weapon disadvantage that they wouldn't be able to dominate like this, but they have regardless, and that means Nova is going to be your victor in this match, 13-2 against Wake Tech.
Oh man, what a domination there from Nova. Wake Technical, I feel like they put up a pretty good fight, at least in terms of gunpowder. They tried a bunch of different things. They were going to different sites, but overall Nova just had an answer for them every single time. Their macro play was on point. They set up their teammates well, and even the individual play, from players like Nunu, like Cody, from everyone basically on the team, was just phenomenal today from Nova.
Yeah, it's so tough if you're Wake Tech in those situations, because you're in these 2v1s, you're in these 3v1s sometimes, often in these gunfights, but it's so difficult because really the whole roster, like you mentioned, on Nova has the capacity to clutch up. All of them are really solid with their weapons. All of them know their lineups really well and clearly have a very in-depth understanding of their characters, and you can just never write them off. In so many situations, we've seen them in 5v2s, 4v1s, 3v1s, and they've almost always still come out on top. So again, massive props to Nova for taking that one. And at the end of the day, for Wake Tech, that is just a really tough team to play against. So no reason to hang your heads after that one, because that is just a phenomenal roster.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff from Nova. They're going to retain their number 1 spot, at least in play-ins for now. Wake Technical, unfortunately, they're going to go 5-2, which, hey, still a pretty good scoreline when it comes to these games, but definitely not what they wanted in order to get that number 2 spot for themselves, kind of secure their spot into playoffs. So we'll be having an interview, I believe, which should be headed your way shortly. I think until then, Ocelot, you got anything more to say?
I don't believe so. Yeah, hopefully we got an interview for you folks here. I imagine it would certainly be a player from Nova, and I'd be excited to hear what they have to say about that game, because they certainly showcased a lot of skills. But I imagine we're going to be having a short break before that interview, so we'll be right back. Stay tuned for now. For a little bit. Cuddle's going to find Broccoli. Stagger gets B's. Push comes through on the side here. Rumi gets 1. Stagger trades it out though.
Oh my god, no way. Do the fast retake. I think there's a TP all the way over towards there. Cody's gonna go for it.
Oh my goodness. He did it. Showstopper invested. Oh. I didn't see the Tootsies, but able to get the frag unit by its fathers. Now, the looking peak will also get Wormy. Good move angles securely. Very time, putting them on the clock. Now there's just 1 left on the side of Nova. This could be the round they needed. over here. Make sure to put some respect on that name, Brock. Broccoli picks up Nunu. Verse gets Willits. Op still in the hands of Verse here. Barry looks to make the play. Will in fact find Broccoli. The question is, they look to save this operator. They know they're there. It's not going to be enough though. But safe to say I'm single-digit HP right now. Cody finds one. Might be good for another. Peek comes through. Will find it. Bit speedy here. Flash is going to be utilized. That's a trade. That's big, and now it's just a one-on-one. Cody is going to utilize those steps. Great discipline. Watching it. Shots are going to come through. Cody finds, able to pick up some big ones there. Oh my goodness, good for two. Already has sight. He's picking up one. Will eventually trade out well. Big trades coming through here as Kodal is able to drop these. Wormy and Broccoli, good for three right now. KO is down but not out. Oh, flank comes through. Mario is able to pick up one, but they gotta start defusing like now. Oh my goodness, Barry time able to pick it up, but I don't know if they have enough time to defuse. And that is a
Stagger. It's up to him in order to try and defend. Low health bars.
If there is a person who can clutch this out, though, Stagger. Oh my goodness, my man brought out the protractor for that move. He's been studying the geometry. He knows the angles. He's good. It's a much more favorable situation to clear the angle. That's the one with the classic, and it's Barry time. We know how effective they've been. Put them on the clock, Barry, and they of Nova have dropped mid. Big pickup coming from his rifles, but the Spectre on Coddle, he's good for two right now. No way he looks for more, and now there's just one. Oh my goodness. This is ridiculous. You'd think with the weapon disadvantage, he wouldn't be able to dominate like this. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. We are coming back to you from Esports U off a pretty dominant win from Nova Nighthawks Valorant roster. I'll tell you what, that was quite the dub that they put out there. And we're pleased to say that we do have an interview with one of those players that we saw, and that player is Nunu. And we're very happy to have you here, Nunu. How you doing after that win?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Hey, hey, fair enough. I mean, you guys absolutely schmooved on them. I certainly have one question for you. I mean, Sparky and I were both kind of wondering when you guys first drafted your team, the Rays compared to like the other duelists that maybe could have been picked there, we kind of doubted it a little bit, and then we saw how fast you played, especially on defense. Can you maybe walk me through your decision making to play so aggressively, especially on defense on a lot of those earlier rounds?
So I guess that was our first time actually running Rays on that map. So we just want to try some stuff out. The Rays, the satchels, doing that aggro stuff with the Astra sucks, the Raisinades. With the
Hey, well, it worked out really well for you. It worked out really well. I mean, and honestly, you made it look good. So who knows? Maybe it becomes a little bit more of a mainstay in your play style. But Dr. Sparky, do you have anything else to ask?
Yeah, so when it came to this matchup, I mean, it was an absolute blowout, especially on I think the first map, you'll on defense where running through them, having these really great flanks that it felt like the enemy team wasn't ready for. Were you guys going into this matchup like knowing that you guys were the better team, will be able to just out aim them, outduel them, have these better strats, or y'all still you didn't know a lot about them, thinking that giving them a little bit more respect, and then as you went on, you kind of just realized you were just playing better today?
uh, kind of just went in there thinking we were the better team. You know, just trying out some new stuff. Those aggro plays, kind of why.
Gotcha. Great to hear it. Also, you got another question for Nina here?
Hey, that's all from me. I mean, he answered it pretty well. It seems like you guys felt very confident in that game. We're trying some new strategies. It definitely worked out for you. Maybe we'll see some of those later on in this season. But Dr. Sparky, is that all from you?
I just want to end it off with a really quick is there anyone you want to thank? Is there anything that you're looking forward to in the season? You guys are currently number one, but is there like a specific team out of all the ones that you guys have played that you're specifically looking to play again against or play against in general?
Uh, Maybe Madison. That'd be it. Everyone else, I think, we can probably take pretty easily. But yeah.
Gotcha. Great to hear it. Well, I'm excited to see this Nova versus Madison game when it does happen. I think that will be a banger to watch. I think that is going to do it for us today, though. Thank you, Nunu, so much for joining us here for this player interview. Here on the Esports U channel, we do have another best of three coming up right after this. That will be Community College of Beaver County versus Nassau Community College. That will be casted by two of my buddies, Chad Lantis and Catnator 3K. Those guys are amazing. So that you don't want to miss this next best of three that will be happening. We'll be on in around 20 minutes or so, but be sure to stick around here. Ocelot, you want to bring us home?
Yeah, absolutely. Folks, thank you so much for tuning into this game. We do have a little bit, this game, as you guys probably saw, ended a little bit quickly, so we might have a little bit of a longer break in between these games here. But that's all from us for now. I'm One Shot Ocelot on all platforms, I should say. Dr. Sparky, where can we find you?
Yeah, Dr. Sparky on all of my socials as well. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Welcome one and all to the ESU HUB NJCAAE Week 7 out of 9 coverage between CCBC and NCC.
Yeah, that's for the NJCAAE. That's the National Junior College Athletic Association Esports. We'll be covering Community College of Beaver County versus Nassau Community College. For anybody who doesn't know what the abbreviations are for, I got you. And it's going to be a best of 3 match on week 7, which I'm super excited for, especially since we have an undefeated team. As far as I was hearing a little birdie in the ears talk about an undefeated 12-0 team. That's wild. So we'll have to see if they can continue on that streak going into this next week.
Yeah, that way. Well, these teams coming out of Group 3 and playing for that playoff contention, Chad. You know, week 7, there's 2 more weeks to go. I guess 3 if you count this one, which I guess you could because we haven't played the game yet. And then Nassau, they're going to be sitting at a 5-2 because they got the bye week that's coming out a little bit later, Chad, but we count it early just so we already know, right? So they know they have a guaranteed win coming through off that week that they don't play. So they win this one, sitting at 6-2, feeling fairly comfortable. But then you got to remember, they're sitting at right now in the group at 5th out of the 9 teams that are in their group. So still plenty of work for them to get done here. A win here today going to make things a lot easier. But, you know, they already got that bye win in the tank. So never know. Up in the air still.
Yeah, you don't want to let it go down to the wire because if you go into like tiebreaker issues or you start like praying for another team to lose, those kind of situations are stressful. You don't want to be there. So get the wins out of the way right now. Make it happen. Make your dreams a reality. We're going into the best of 3, as we talked about. We have a lovely pick bands underway as well to show you all. And today we have a lovely arrangement of maps. Catnator. Fractured and Split band away, bringing us to Ascent for the first map of this best of 3, and Bind being the second one chosen by the Lions. After that, Haven and Icebox are band away, leading the decider to be a little bit of a breeze.
Yeah, the breeze map will be an interesting pick if we do get there, but we'll start off on 2 maps that everybody knows. They're clinics at this point. It almost feels like, you know, when you enroll your kid into youth sports and they've got to go through like all of the summer camps before they get a chance to play on their high school team. Right. That's Ascent and Bind to me in the series. And then if they can make it, if they prove that they're good enough, they get to show up on map 3, which is like Breeze, Icebox, something like that, to wrap up the series. So first, it's the clinics. It's what these teams know. It's what they've been trained on. It's the fundamentals. And then we'll see if they can use those fundamentals to go forward into map 3. But you've got to get there in the first place. You got to prove your worth. You got to be top of the class in the feeder basketball team.
I got another analogy for you, Catnator. It's a little more topical to considering this is collegiate matches here. Is maps like Ascent and Bind are like the gen ed courses for your associate's degree.
Okay.
And then you go into your major,
like 400 level.
A little more specifics, something a little more exciting, and that would be something like Breeze, which is a little more of a niche pick for a lot of teams.
Okay, I like that. I like that analogy. That, you know, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I skipped all the gen eds. I did them all in high school, and that, you know, that's a little bit of a strat. And then you're allowed to walk straight in. I'm in 400 level courses as a sophomore, so you know, not to flex or anything, but that's just the way it's rolling. And these teams, we know they love to flex in collegiate. We'll see the Reynas come out for both sides here. I am interested to see if those flexes do transition into the double initiative, double controller later into the series. It's almost always the trend in collegiate is like, we'll play the Reyna, we'll come out Boolin, we feel comfortable. If it doesn't work, then we'll switch. But it's going to be the Olu, the Nobody Nico showdown, I feel like, early here.
I wouldn't know what having no degree by the age of 18 is because I had my associates by 17. But
dang,
anyway,
that hurts the soul.
Graduated high school by 15, no worries. We're looking at the agent selection as well on Ascent. We do
at
have
least
the
my
Sova.
camera's cropped, right?
Silver Star, not picking Sova would be a little bit interesting. Obviously not required, but man, with those paper-thin walls, you're getting hard information, and you can just have those pings from 2 different abilities and then just spray them down for the walls. Incredibly powerful. So, of course, that was picked up for the last pick.
Well, I mean, somebody who's got degrees early has gone through trade schools to get additional leverage into their career. Chad, you know, walk me through what you think this competition is going to look like, because, you know, you saw the competitions early, just like you saw your degree early, didn't use it, but what can you use information wise for these compositions going forward into the rest of the career, or I guess the match, you could say?
Yeah, double initiative setup with Sky as well. A lot of information, so I'm going to expect that to be proactively used round to round, of just getting that information that they can then translate to map control as well. That would be incredibly valuable. So I'm definitely looking to see if they do those like cross the T's, dot the I's, play the composition correctly. Meanwhile, on the side of CCBC, they don't have as much utility as far as information gathering, of course. They have the double duelist setup instead. So I'm going to look to them they're going to take a little bit more of a aggressive peaks here and there with the Jet Reno setup. A lot more ambition coming out of them, a little more risk. But that will amount to a reward because instead of taking the safer route to get information slower to then translate into map control, they'll just take it instantly.
Yeah, it's a matter of they're able to get the frags when they get in. And looking to get in early is going to be NCC. Probably made his way into the site. Door will get knifed down. So the retake going to be a little bit easier for CCBC, but Beaver County going to give all that space away. It's free. Post plant set up early.
Yeah, playing right over towards default. A lot of utility put away. A lot of chip damage. Nobody dead just yet until Sense comes through with 2. As the rest of the members of CCBC come to clean house on a site. Narsh finishing things off. And a nice flawless round. Oh, lucky. All good.
You try to tank the molly, sometimes you get burned up. So Zephyr's going to grab 1 post-mortem. It will be the defuse to come through. The other 4 members to stay alive. All good. Just a little extra money for the Brimstone. Way of the road sometimes.
Way of the road indeed. But I like that execution from CCBC is very specific. It wasn't like they were wandering around, floundering. They were doing a lot of chip damage and just stalling and just trying to pepper down the members of MCC while the rest of the team was rotating from the B site. And once everyone was there, ready to explode, they did exactly that. They exploded onto the site. They took the fights instantly, and they just checked the corners. Everybody was checking different angles as well, so nobody's going to get crossfired and just caught off guard. I like that clean execution from CCBC.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the benefit of giving that space away on the site early. Allows for all that util for that retake, and we get an early presence off the Jet. Close Gelato. Narsh will back away and going to be in the mix immediately. BD King will take that one away. The classics rain down, and the space can be taken for NCC yet again. Be able to get to site, be able to get themselves a plant down. Omen going to be on the flank quickly. The Brim watching it from Wine, but
Spike planted.
under upgraded utility, so the question is if you can actually find the frag or not. You spur to find 1, trades that come back all across the board. And Zephyr is going to win that fight with the Sheriff going down into Wine. So that's the numbers tied up, 2-on-2 situation. The dart hucked by Josu, just all the way down to site. He'll pick up 1 of the Silver Star and finds a second as well through the Radiant Knight crate. CCBC, they're good for the retake yet again. They'll find it in that same spot, close gen.
A little bit of a bloody one, though. While they were really systematic in execution on the first round, that time around, they did lose a member before the site execution even happened, or kind of as it was happening. And when they went for their retake, they did it on so many different angles that they were kind of just taking one-off fights by themselves a little bit. And with those individual lone wolf strategies, some of them fell off the wayside, even though it was an eco round for NCC. So that damage to the economy is going to hurt in later rounds. Right now, it's going to be a bonus round. So if they can convert this, then deed's done. They're able to recover economy just fine. But if they lose this round, then we're going to start seeing that those the damage start coming through. Full stack on A site for NCC 3 rounds in a row.
Yeah, they're back yet again, and there will be that early presence from Narsh. This time around, it's just the Sheriff in the hands of the Jet. Here's the smokes. We'll back off this go around. So it's going to give that space. We'll keep their life up for that retake. Dark cover's gone down. Try to stall for a little bit of time. It has. But just for a moment, already the site will be Nassau. Yet again, that plant going to go down. Paranoid's caught nothing, and no one actually able to utilize it either. So that's 1 item of utility gone for Beaver County. Door gone now as well. Or close to. Not quite. BC looking for that push off a scaffold. Sense to pick up 1 early. The Marshall shoulder peek will get the job done for 1. This player is going to be tucked towards hell. Just picked up the first, the second as well. Massive from drop yet again is the Silva good for that 2K. Narcissus picked up 1 with the Sheriff, and that leaves Zephyr into the 1v5 scanned by Dart. That's easy for the players outside the dark cover. Olu will pick it up. CCBC good for the bonus as soon as this Molly does clear. Spike already halved.
Flawless.
So that's it. That recovery on the economy, a flawless bonus even. He had a couple members which like a Sheriff, just like handguns, pistols going on for, and Marshall's on top of that. They recovered rifles, still in Ares for Josu, who doesn't need to pick up a rifle because of the role that Silva plays. LMG of the Ares is going to be just fine, and actually might even be a better option considering the circumstance of them being set towards the B site, which is exactly where NCC is going to go. So I'm anxious to see if Josu goes for that classic, just dart into garage for recon and get some information, spray right through there, that kind of thing. Sitting at 6-0 as well, Josu has been doing everything correctly, it seems like so far anyway. There it is. That's the dart, but NCC was ready for it. Trying to get control over mid right now is NCC, realizing, you know what? Just funnel ourselves just through A main. Isn't working out too well for us. Let's see if we can get some mid control. Nar shuts that down a bit. That's the smoke's gone as well as Zephyr falls. So that explosive brimstone capabilities with a stem being
Chad.
smokes.
Chad, the flanks here.
Yeah, there it
Senses
is.
showed up. They've kept them contained so long into lobby, and that creates that pincer move. Or Senses picked up 2. One player to stay towards Tiles. The Cat player's opportunity to save their teammates. BD King good for 1, but that is all she wrote. Super and Nars will come together for the last 2 frags. It's 4-0 early for Beaver County.
Yeah, it's been a clinic for them so far. It's going to be another buy round for NCC. I like what they were doing that last round. It was a save round, and they got a little caught off guard because CCBC was so aggressive with getting that flank from Sense especially after Anarsh got that first frag and realized kind of like, okay, this is what NCC is trying to do. They're coming out of tiles, trying to get mid control. But I like that NCC was trying to do that. Now with better weaponry in hand, perhaps they could have a better exchange of firefight up against Narsh, trying to hold from Tree, who's actually going to be at Archway instead this time around. But if they can fight for that mid control, get that spread across, get the map control, and then find a better opening to a site, things could look a lot more up for them.
They took the recon early here, and they split the default up quite heavily as well. Easy found the first. Sense is walking straight into danger. Zephyr on the late lurk to grab with this go around. Trades as well will come back through the mid. Sense CC will head back to A. It's been that one site they've been able to consistently get to. Their third spike plant now got to go on to this generator side of things. Door looking at closed out early yet again by Nars. Zephyr snuck through in the smoke. It's picked up Nars into the 2-on-2, and NCC, they've been here before. Can they hold it off this time? They stopped Josu, who's been good for that 2K every time at a scaffold. This time around, not going to happen. Upgraded the LMG or not. Olu out of door. Getting caught up with the first. The orbital strike comes through. Olu has to step out on the swing. Silverstar will pick it up from the back of Gen and NCC. They found their first round. The scoreline going to be 1-4.
Zephyr doing so much work for NCC that round. Recognize that Sense is going to be very ambitious with pushing out instantly from A main as soon as people make a note presence from tiles for MCC. So Zephyr just posts up, waited around a corner as soon as Sense went out towards Gelato, cut them down, got that rat kill essentially, but it was really like a smart play baiting them out at that point. And while NCC was still losing the gunfights to mid control, still Zephyr was able to get on site alongside Silverstar, push through with that Sky Smoke as well to catch Narsh off guard as well. Just Zephyr already reading their opponent and making beautiful adjustments to get them in that winning position for the end of the round.
Once again, it's NCC and A main. Name a better duo. You couldn't if you tried.
I don't know exactly why they're going here. I guess the last 4 rounds
get.
gave them information for what CCBC's game plan is. They adapted and countered it perfectly last round, even though they still lost some gunfights, which overall they still did it really well. But then they go back to what they were doing before and continue giving away map control over to CCBC. I'm kind of surprised since they even commit to that, but still gave them a lot more information to say, yeah, they're probably going to go A main.
Yeah, great from the shadows as well. The back of Sidaloo and Sense from that backside angle will pick up the first 2. Sense with the TP away. A cheeky little omen play into that Sky Smoke. Get himself into safety. Olu to pick up yet another. Can't get out to safety of their own, though. The reload to come through and Zephyr to pick up that frag. Just traded it right back the other way as King Foxy trying their best from Generator right now. And a 1v3 has to find the first. Josu just spamming the right click, jumping down to Generator. Will pick it up 5-1 for CCBC. Now, I love that from the shadows there to play through the back of the site. Sense recognizes they cut noise early. They were their A main. Let's see if they're rotating spawn. They'd be spawn right now. I know the timings. Is nobody spawn? Guys, they didn't cut noise. They're clearly here. Easy paranoia for me. They try to play out. They walk straight into a blind. They can't see nothing. Easy frags for us.
Yeah, paranoia, leers, everything like perfect for CCBC to counter NCC's plan, which again, I'm a little confused why they went for that. It didn't work out for them for the first 3 rounds of the match. Then they got some information for the 4th round. They tried something new, made the adaptation, countered for the 5th round, won it. And the 6th round, they went back to what didn't work for the first 3 rounds. And now they're kind of repeating from the 4th and 5th round at this point. So we'll see how this translates now. As Zephyr again trying to make an opportunity for the team, but it gets shut down by Narsh, who goes and pushes the tempo and finds more. 3 kills for the round so far. It's going to be 100 in the back line, which is a little bit of a bait, but since it's there to protect, and Narsh good for 4. A flawless execution from CCBC, who just keeps running away with this match.
He shot. You try to get a cat for Cypher. You try to shoulder peek. You walk straight into the operator. Narsh good on the trigger. Plus the Blade Storm just looks for so much more, and CC just not able to find that early space. Let's go around. They'll be back onto these guns. They're going to take it over to B. But it has been that dart stopping them early.
Yeah, NCC needs to figure things out at this point. Figure out how they can adjust. It's going to be going back to B site. Somebody goes and challenges Narshkin with an operator in hand. It's so hard to shut them down. They're not being smoked off right now. There's no forward information to be gathered. And that's what I said earlier on from NCC. Use the double initiator, get a lot of that forward information, but I just haven't seen them use it well enough. They just keep walking almost blind into CCBC. Is Olu with 3. Looks to get the 4th. There it is. Onward for the ace, but Narsh takes it away. Just CCBC is taking away map number 1.
And that's why. That's why they haven't been B main. That's why they've gone A lobby only, Chad. They try to go B main. Who is it? It's Olu. It's the utility from Josu back of site B. They don't get any space. And the space that they get, Olu says, take it. Please, come ahead. Walk into my bullets. I dare you. And they do.
Good luck.
They walk right in.
Yeah, 7-1 right now. CCBC, these 7 rounds that they won as well haven't even looked close. The one round that NCC won with Zephyr just popping off was just counter strats, basically, that took a while to develop. Narsh is not getting shut down at all right now, Cat.
And this double op setup as well to come through the chamber. Usurper has picked up one. He's seen
enemy
the bow and
remaining.
arrow as well. He'll tank the recon bolt. Looking to finish this one. He'll get shock bolted off. Finally ascends to Josu. Will combine for the last 2 frags. Pinching down into A main. It's 8-1. They say, okay, B main. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Let's go back A. Yeah, good luck. Good try. No, sir.
This is the map picked by CCBC, and man, can we see why. These players are good with ops in hands. They have great setups. They have great reads on the opposition. They are willing and happy to take map control aggressively and quickly when they see an opportunity presented to themselves. And it wasn't until Zephyr countered since that they actually kind of stopped taking map control super aggressively. They're like, okay, they are going to counter us from trying to do that. So they have slowed down, but they still have the good reads, good positions.
Standing ahead.
Olu to sneak into mid, looking to put pressure really in different directions. Narsh will put it in the
Wow.
same place.
No way
He'll
punish.
take his teammate spot
Silver
up
didn't
lobby.
peek that.
Free for 1, no repeak. It's an easy dash away. So that's the first frag out. No trade. Late trade if you want. Going down to A main. Nico's found Olu. Just unlucky timing. As those players will play at a tile. So on CC, they've waited. They've been patient for the peaks. They lose 1 life, but they take 2 back. So definitely happy to have these trades early.
Launching smoke.
We'll look to push 2 into B lobby. The spike goes up to Cat though. So they got a 2-2 split going on right now in their execute.
Yeah, but again, it's a good read from CCBC. All 3 of the remaining members are here on site, but Zephyr yet again creating opportunity for the team, shutting them down and keeping the numbers advantage for the team as the rest of NCC rotates through.
So we start a tuck generator. Usurper out with that op. I believe both players on ops here. This is a very hard retake for CCBC if they're not into the rifle. Maybe we have not. They're both on ops. First shot from Nar's not going to be found, so King Foxy has that one. And that's left. Usurper into a 1v4. We'll have the headhunter to work with, but only 2 bullets. Recon bolt will give information. Usurper trying to tuck it. This whole thing wallbangable. Is able to back away just far enough to avoid damage from Silver Star on the site, but there's just no time on this one. If you're Usurper, if anything, just don't let this team have the op. They've already got 1.
Yeah. I mean, operators aren't attacking rating that amazing, which is why NCC didn't even grab one up. Zephyr is shutting down Usurper's attempts to save the operator anyway, which was a little bit of an aggressive, reckless, very reckless would be a better word choice, attempt to save the operator going through mid like that instead of going back through spawn towards B site. But their economy is just fine. They've won so many rounds this half that for the next 2 rounds, they'll be able to buy whatever weaponry they want. So no worries there. Nothing picked up from NCC either. A Bulldog in the hands for Binding King, which is interesting to me considering somebody could buy a rifle for them.
Bulldog difference. You'll see.
Okay.
Doubters
I
in the
trust
chat
the
right
cat.
now. Just wait and see. Sense out early, good for 1. Well, next time. It's unlucky,
time.
really. Just unfortunate. Nothing to do with the gun choice. 100%. Let's look at the first leader will come through. So no repeat from him. Paranoia going to get burned in. And CC, well, their time's been burned as well. Still stuck here. Getting stalled right now. And Sen's going to send his own dark cover. Begging him to push forward. And he'll push forward himself. Out the dark cover. We'll pick up Nico. 2 early frags from who other than the controller.
Trying to get some more information.
So
Probably
much
from
info.
Gelato. There it
Hey,
is.
guys.
Gelato. Yep. Okay, they're still here. So they have Narsh holding the angle for up.
And Josu's back.
Josu getting aggressive.
He's rotated
And
all the way
lurk.
around the map.
Olu lurking. They're getting completely cornered here. They have a one-way out from A main, but they don't know this.
Olu will come around through spawn. He's seen the
That
feet
out's
of
gone.
Silver Star. He's given information to Narsh. John will come through really to allow them a bit of a peek, but Olu's around now. Nars will pick up the other as well. And Chad, that's what Beavers do best. They build dams. They don't allow anybody to get in. They try to play their way forward into the sites. They just get caught up. There's too many logs in the way. There's too much utility. There's too much presence. NCC can't go anywhere. It just allows for easy pinches on the lurk.
Yep, they're just stopping the flow of NCC, that's for sure. That utility from NCC not being used to get information of where CCBC is located well enough to know where to go and use that information. Meanwhile, CCBC using the bodies with the double duo sub as well as Omen, which is a little scrappy himself. Chamber as well. These are 4 agents that are really good at just being aggressive and trying to find opportunity to quickly get map control. And CCBC is not only doing that, but also finding a lot of success in CC being the one doing that. As
actually, CCB is getting griefed. It's actually the Beavers getting damned themselves. Damned to win the round right now. Damned to win the map. As Josie will pick up another. And Nassau, that's right. Nassau Community College are popping off. Up 8 rounds now, 10-2.
Switching sides.
All right, NCC is the one dominant. Dude, I was thinking, this is wild to me, that NCC is the one that's undefeated, and they're getting destroyed right now. It makes a little bit more sense on the stat line, at least, but can't count CCBC out of it. Which is crazy to me, because like it is confirmed that this is CCBC's map pick.
Yep.
And they're getting 210 for the first half. So definitely a rough go so far from CCBC.
New half, new hopes. Let's see if this can bring us on the defense. Narsin early, dash into that cloud burst, and we'll throw the door down. Joseph will pick up one with the shock bolt. Asnico gonna fall. One more to the back of sight. King Foxy to pick up the first with the nano swarm, but no more to be had as he's for Joseph applied for 2 more frags.
Whoa!
Nars will get involved and make that a 3, and now 4 to come through from all these players. That's 5 kills to take out the round. 11-2. Nars popping off on the entry. That's a pistol you definitely need if you're the Beavers.
The absolute confidence that Nars just walking around, flicking everything, leaving themselves exposed to multiple angles, but just head on a swivel, checking all the angles at the same time. Like, I got this. Who wants some? I'll take any fight you bring my way. And as soon as somebody challenged, that was an instant flick to the head. What a commanding first round of the second half after a commanding first half entirely of a 10-2 scoreline. They won the bonus as well. They're going on into eco right now.
Out of charges.
Winning the bonus in the first half. This is going to be a rough go for CCBC even on the following round. Narsh insight again. Instantly. 2K immediately. 10 seconds after the round started. What? 20-second round total.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, you must just carry that one out. Just double the time and same point to be made.
Oh, my word. This team is so good. Like, every member is just bursting with confidence while also working synergistically with each other. That is such a scary team to go up against. 12-2 match point for map number 1 of the series.
Now it's time to ask yourself, if you're the Beavers, do you believe? Are you the believers, if you will?
Believers?
They looked at look to come out early. Nars will cloud versus way forward, running and going. Until you finish the kill, just move on to CT, and Silver Star will finish him. Olu to take 2. Gonna go ahead, devour, heal up. We'll grab a Vandal for his trouble, using the smiley face crosshair because he's feeling good right now. 3K to come forward. Beanie King says, guys, I just got to the party and everybody left. Everybody left. He sees the down utility, the down body. He says, man, all the party favors are here, but no, there's no friends to be had. He's got to grab an Uber. He's got to go around to Scaffold to try to come back to the new location after party number 2.
That game plan is so smart too, because
for one,
Beanie King, that's one.
Flash
that's a
early
good
as well.
flash.
Should have saw Olu here. Definitely saw the shoulders. There's the peak, but Olu, it don't matter. The smiley face crosshair smiles on. A 4K to be had. 13-2 is your score from map number 1. NCC feeling very good, you could say.
Yeah. a speed run of the first map of this series, and speed run is what they just did towards the A site after winning out on B site so heavily. They just, as a 4-player unit, said, we're just not going to stop. Push all the way through their spawn, go to A site. If we find this guy, we'll roll through them 4 versus 1. But if we don't find them, that means they're probably doing a slower lurk to B site, which means they have to cover the entire map to get to A site, which makes it even harder for them to make a 1v4 situation happen because the clock will be running so much faster in their mind. So what a dominant first map there, Kat. That was insane. And it's the Lions up 1-0 in the best of 3 series. Incredibly quick.
Yeah, I've always said Lions will roar and then start to devour. So the clock, it ran decently quick in that match, and hopefully this break clock will be quick as well. We'll be right back on the other side of this break with map number 2. Nassau, please, just cool it a bit.
Default, a lot of utility put away, a lot of chip damage really dead just yet until Sense comes through with 2 as the rest of the members of CCBC come to clean house on a site. Narsh
Pick up one early. The Marshall shoulder people get the job done for 1. This player's going to be towards hell. Just picked up the first, the second as well. Massive from drop yet again is the Silva good for that 2K. Narsh picked up one with the Sheriff, and that leaves Zephyr into the 1v5 scan by Dart. That happened. Created the LNG or not. Olu out of door. Pata with the first. The orbital strike comes through. Olu has to step out on the swing. Silverstar will pick it up from the back of Jen. And
map control over to CCBC. I'm kind of surprised Sense even commit to that, but still it gave him a lot more information. Say, yeah, they're probably going to go main.
Yeah, great from the shadows as well. The back side of Olu and Sense from that backside angle will pick up the first 2. Sense with the TP away. A cheeky little omen play into that Sky Smoke
round. And now they're kind of repeating from the 4th and 5th round at this point. So we'll see how this translates now. It's Zephyr again trying to make an opportunity for the team, but it gets shut down by Narsh, who goes and pushes the tempo and finds more. 3 kills for the round so far. It's going to be 100 in the back line, which is a little bit of a bait, but since it's there to protect, and Narsh good for formation, but I just haven't seen him use it well enough. They just keep walking almost blind into CCBC. Is Olu with 3, looks to get the 4th. There it is, onward for the A's, but Narsh popping off was just counter strats basically. That took a while to develop. Narsh is not getting shut down at all right now, Kat.
And the double up setup as well to come to the is getting griefed. It's actually the Beavers getting damned themselves, damned to win the round right now, damned to win the map. We go to pick another, and Nassau, that's right. One more to the back of sight. He's actually took the first with a nano swarm, but no more to be added. He's for Joseph apply for 2 more frags.
Whoa!
Narsh will get involved, make that a 3, and now 4 to come through from all these players. 5 kills.
This is going to be a rough go for CCBC even on the following round. Narsh insight again, instantly, 2K immediately. 10 seconds after the round started.
Scaffold to try to come back to the new location after party number 2.
That gameplay is so smart too because that's one.
Flash
that's a good
well.
flash.
Should have saw Olu. You definitely saw the shoulders. There's the peak, but Olu, it don't matter. It's my
It's time for map number 2 of the BO3 between NCC versus CCBC for the NJCAAE. I'm joined by Catnator, and what an incredibly fast map 1 that was by the Sal's Lions. That was super dominant 13-2. The 2 rounds they lost, they were even going for it, and it came down to the wire for those rounds as well. Incredibly dominant across the board. There's no other way to say it. So we'll just move on to the second map, which is going to be on Bind, and that's NCC's map pick as well. Bind, though, is naturally a lot slower of a map than Ascent, just by the way the map works. So I'd imagine they'll be taking their time a little bit more going to game number 2.
We'll see. We got to see them very briefly on the attacking side of things, and it was not slow. I will say it was not very slow, Chad. And we know while Bind, yes, very slow. A lot of choke points, a lot of work to be done to clear utility effectively. If you waterfall it, you can play the map a little bit faster. So that will be the question of they start on the attack or not. So we'll have to wait and see. But Beaver County, what honestly, are the takeaways we can get for them, Chad? What can we give them going into map 2?
I think for Bind, Beaver County should be fielding agents like Astra, Viper, things like that. So like those have fallen out of the meta in general, but I think they're still viable on Bind.
Especially for heavy
and
map control.
They would be ideal for slowing down or Sage literal slow orbs
Yeah.
to be used to slow down the
Oh, no.
NCC, the solid CC. So
Oh, no.
if they can do that, that'd be dope. But we might be seeing a freaking neon.
This is not
from
real.
a team that already was running it down super fast on map number 1 without one.
No.
I don't know if a Super's going to go for this. Do they?
No.
That would be the most hubris pick of all time.
No, not the Phoenix.
If
Not
they
the
go
Phoenix. Not the
Phoenix?
Phoenix.
No, they're trolling. They're trolling. There's no way. There's no way.
Listen, I mean, you could triple duelist and just
Narsh
run
was
it
their
down, playing
jet.
for the attack, man.
Narsh and Usurper both were operas last game, so one of them's going to go chamber, I'm sure. But where's the other one go?
Okay,
Battle
there we go.
Sage.
There we go. Much
There
more
it is.
conventional. So we'll get pretty much a very even compositional showing here from
Wait.
both these teams. That makes things very interesting.
Okay,
There's
I was
no,
going to say,
there's no
nobody had
initiator
an initiator
for
even
Beaver
hovered.
County. Which I guess is
Okay.
fine if you're playing harder for the defense. It's not terrible to have an extra piece of defensive utility, but the double duelist for them going into what needs to be a strong defensive showing for them is peculiar.
Honestly, CCBC had 2 initiators and didn't use that information
That's
gathering
fair.
resources super effectively in the first game. Honestly, a lot of times they didn't even have time to properly use that utility with how fast NCC was going. So
Yep.
maybe their game plan is, you know what? We don't have time to use this utility properly, so
Let's
we'll
not
just
use
use agents that don't need it. We'll
Sure.
just duel harder, slow them down, that kind of stuff. It just trademarks, that kind of stuff, just to try to slow and fight them.
Yeah, that actually could be very true. And then you get the raids, you get the paint shells. I mean, you know for a fact you throw a nade at people, you're getting some value there. And I mean, technically, you can call the Roomba a bit of initiation utility because it's going to give you information on players around corners and things of that nature. So they've got that working with them. Starting on the defensive side of things here, we get to take a much larger look at the defensive side. We know for a guaranteed fact we'll get to see 12 rounds here as opposed to the 3 we got at last
Yep,
map.
3.
So I'm interested because we definitely saw Nassau. They felt comfortable. They felt very comfortable on the attacking side, just making things happen. But you got to think that's the confidence of the entire map, the entire half before. So do they have that confidence now going back into this one? And does that confidence get stifled quickly? Because the CCPC can take these first couple of rounds, especially this first pistol, and then start to get a couple rounds under their belt. That can kill that confidence and make sure that Nassau's got to think just a little bit harder.
And what I noticed from NCC as well, on the map of Bind, if there's a chamber on the composition up against you, the trademarks are really good at stalling out people from attacking sites, or on the offensive side of things, getting the anti-flank options for your team. But agents picked up by NCC, Omen, Jet, yet again, which are fantastic for getting past trademarks. So if they continue being aggressive with trying to take map control and work those flanks really rapidly before CCBC can be alerted of it, they can even get around the trademarks in a way that they would have no idea that's even coming.
That's true. Very, very true. And that does cause for some bit of alarm. I do wonder if CCB is ready for that because, I mean, we got to see how many lurks came through already from the defensive side of NCC and how easy they were able to get presence. They were able to get pinched, especially over towards A main. CCBC continually stacking players up in that department. It led for even Omen flanks to come through. The controller taking the step to walk up Cat and then get behind A main for opportunities. So it definitely is a question of CCBC is ready for that. Because now you get those lurks coming through on the attack. You get players snuck through A to come help for your B execute. That does change things.
Yeah, and on Ascent as well, I'm talking about operator agents a little bit more. On Ascent, using an operator controlled mid especially is so incredibly powerful. On Bind, it's still a map that operators can be very useful on, considering the fact that it's long alleyways. Basically, it's C long, like B long area. The showers control from heaven, A short as well. Like literally, you can sit heaven and cover 2 exits depending on where your team's bolstering up themselves. Basically, the only thing operator doesn't really hard cover is hookah, but even then you can find certain angles to actually work with it. And the operators were very proficient for multiple members of NCC on Ascent, and CCBC didn't seem to really know how to shut that down, really just use smokes to push them off, use other utility to push them off. So if that is the case again, then when NCC is on defense, that might be a thing that just completely negates anything that CCBC tries to throw at them. On offense, probably won't be a big deal, but then it goes that conversation of what can CCBC do to slow them down and take those fights.
Right. I think that really is the storyline early for this first half is if you can slow this team down, which they're a quick team. It's one thing to to slow down your car when you're going 25 in a school zone, you see a squirrel run by, that's easy hitting the brakes. On the highway, though, going 70, there's a little bit of rain out. You're not stopping the car. You try to stop the car, the thing's spinning, man. So there definitely is some slight bit of concern there. I think they do have a decent competition for it, though. I mean, we saw them bring out the Sage. We saw them bring out the literal slow orbs. So they get that advantage. They get the wall to work with as well. So where do you put that wall? And then does Nassau go back to a standard default, or do they keep 5-man burst? Because they 5-man burst, the wall, the slows, they're going to work. They're 100% going to work for you. But if instead they play the slow default, they're able to bait you into expecting those quick burst executes. You use the wall the slows early, you don't have anything going to the actual execute. So we'll see if CCPC is able to adapt. And if you're a Beaver County homie, if you're a Titans fan in the chat right now, you need to give some energy to the boys as they try to continue to play their way into playoff contention. It's in 6th in the group right now.
And we did have a little bit of a issue getting into the map, and also an agent selection issue. Narsh apparently was intended to go on to Chamber and not on Sage, which is not surprising to me considering how good they were with an op in hand last map. Why not play an agent that literally has an op like built into the kit?
Right.
So yeah, we'll be seeing that, holding on A's site by themselves, while the other 4 are steamrolling it through short.
Joseph pick up 2, trades all across the board, and Silver Star going to find 1 on TP. Sense will catch both as they try to play their way into that fountain side of things. Dark Cover will come out, get snuck by Beanie King, who steps down in the orb grab timer, so no one's here has heard him fall. We get damage done. Both players will TP and head over towards B. One player will actually. The Rays will stay. Get a cheeky play on the Beanie King, and as he walks into mid-market.
Wow.
Oh no, red
Cutting
like
off
a
the
book. Olu will catch it, a clean headshot, and NCC will take the pistol.
What's crazy about all this as well, we saw in the first map, is NCC so confidently moved so aggressively fast that it's like CCPC doesn't even have time to think about what's even happening half the time. Like, Since just ran around like a madman over at the orb, to where Beanie King was like, oh, I gotta take those shots, but then they're like, oh, okay, well, that's where Beanie King is. Cool. We didn't get killed because we moved so fast they weren't able to line up properly and get a response in time. I'm gonna take the teleport instantly. I have a spike. I'm gonna go plant it. If they rotate, then cool. You know, we'll have the rotation for our raise. If they try to go for a cutover, our raise has a cutoff.
They cut off to any sort of shower control of the defenses. Josu Nars will cut off Foxy as well. Let's take the storm away into the A site. Stack it all you want. We're in regardless. This is for pick up 1. Running with the judge. Sense of Josu get involved, and then CC up to flawlessly as well to take all these guns into the bonus. They're looking to bring that same pacing into map number 2.
So that pacing definitely working so far. Oh man. 3-0 for Sense, the Bulldog in hand. Cat, I know you did the classic cat cursing the dog last map. What are your thoughts this time around?
I think the Bulldog an excellent weapon. Great gun. Really has a lot of potential, especially if you can hit the headshots. So it's just a question of, if you're able to get that triple burst going on, able to get the spacing. Actually, Fortnite auto shotgun play right there. Who's going to pick up 1, gets caught by the TP though. The Timmy to come out for the Brimmy, and Zephyr's been able to grab 1 for his trouble, but the rest of the team has died in the meantime. Nade out early will pop just in front of him. The Chamber gets to keep his life. Going to be walking into the double swing and is not going to find either. Olu, a 3K bonus converted. 3 rifles picked up. 3-0 scoreline.
This is tough for CCBC, man. Like, NCC is going so aggressively fast that they were on, by the time Zephyr even showed up to make a presence known, the rest of the NCC was like, okay, bet, we're on-site planting then. And by the time Zephyr could get past the paint shells, those 2 members of NCC, Olu and Josu, were in a hookah ready for him to swing around the wall. Like, you don't see people move that fast. Like, that's not a normal tempo that you go up against. And the fact that NCC is doing that tempo and winning all the gunfights, that just puts your brain through a blender. It just destroys your mental. It can just ruin all of your team synergy as well. How do you coordinatedly go against this?
One
Sense
enemy
will
remaining.
pick up 1. Josu with 3K now. Beanie King into the trademark. Yo, what's good? You're flanking. We know. And they'll be looking. Oh,
Spike planted.
a short now. Beanie King. Here's the footsteps. Those are going to peek. Oh, Narsh, don't do it like this. Running it down. No wonder they wanted to get off the Sage because they're not trying to play slow. 4-0 scoreline.
Yeah, if anything, you throw a slower by as a Sage on offense with how NCC plays, and it just is detrimental for your own team. Because you're going to end up running into it. You're just pushing W the whole time. Where do you throw the slow orbs that actually works for you? Orbital Strike is available for Silver Star. At the very least, as soon as NCC makes presence known, you can at least use that to try to slow them down. But, man, that's rough. The way NCC's playing through as well, I wouldn't even be shocked if they just pushed past an Incendiary. That Silver Star would drop for them. Wall being shot down. No slow orbit down just yet either. Oh, gotta drop the slow orb. I don't know if he had one, but man, needed there.
Trying to play close contact. You do hate to see that. Josie to come out. Zephyr finds nothing out the TP. Is for to grab another. Miss. Actually, this is a great time to mention the Collegiate Cup coming up. Esports U actually sponsoring that. If you guys want to go ahead and get signed up, Usuper, I'm gonna DM you a link. Actively playing Fortnite. And I mean, might as well just jump into it. Josie will pick up another Silver Star Stim Beacon out, and unfortunately doesn't give him any healing. So 4 HP, 1 shot is all it takes for Narc's headshot anyway. So it would have been instant kill 5-0 for Nassau. Got a dual esport athlete in their mix. Just got another judge.
Honestly, Ben, I want to see CCBC just do it too. Like, I want to see them as 5 just push forward and take the fights. Like, you need to force NCC to respect you somehow, right? Like, you can't let them just keep running on sites. 5v2, 5v3 on the entry. They're going to win out this trades no matter what. We've seen CCBC get some kills, but, like, still the numbers are in favor of NCC because they have more firepower on the death ball. So if you have your members instead just push forward instead of pushing back, as a 5-player death ball themselves, push ahead. If you take the fight instantly, sick.
Good morning.
If not, they're on the other side. All good. Just keep rotating through and try to take the death ball happen.
Oh, good play for Zephyr to come out early.
That was
Hugs the smoke
play.
for so very long. But a totem being can't fight. Sense. Puppy guarding the TP. Rendezvous straight into danger. Oh, these Nico in the 1v4 sitting on the B side and gonna save this Vandal. New Spaceman Vandal looks pretty clean. And I would say it's in the wrong team's hands because Nassau has been playing out this world.
Showstopper and Blade Storm is available for NCC as well.
Time to span through the doors.
Yeah, I imagine.
Didn't hear it?
They know that you think, what?
From Shower didn't hear it?
Okay,
interesting.
Angle, surely they're going to still be in teleport.
No, you didn't hear the door open though. Like kind of a little goofy play. Got plenty of time to jump through this TP, not gonna lie.
Giving them a little bit of a...
Uh-oh.
Oh, here we go, here we go!
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Nico. Good for 1. The second will not come through. Olu's traded it out. The gun, well, Trias, you cannot get it saved. It's a 6-0 scoreline for Nassau Community College.
Yeah, that's rough. Keep improve the economy and keep the gun yourself. Judge in the hands of Beanie King. I actually like that. Judge is a classic answer to aggressive players. They're swinging around corners, not giving a crap about utility or scouting things out them first. There's a Judge around the corner, shotgun them down. Getting an easy 1 or 2 kills every round. So I like that. It's going to be in the hands of Beanie King. Hopefully he can provide fruition from that. Silver Star gets spammed through the smoke. VAC, hello?
It's an arch difference.
What?
They side going to be open. NCC going to prove that fact. Oh, Nico's Narsh out the TP, but I mean, Narsh can find frags through the smoke, cannot find them with his eyes open though. So trade does come back through for the Reyna Empress out as well. Gonna have that extra health, that extra speed on the shots. Always picked up Zephyr trying to go towards heaven. One more to be the CT. It's that raise. And Sen's gonna catch that one as well. Nico, huge opportunities on the flank, but they've been shut down by Josu, Jet, and we'll find both as well as Beanie King tries to sneak out of A short. Gets caught by Josu as he takes his way out of shower. 7-0, your scoreline for Nassau.
Resurrection is available for Beanie King. I don't know if they're going to be able to find their allies to be able to use that in time with how fast NCC is taking the map control at this point. Really, NCC is coming in here making a statement. And the statement is, we need to go study. We have a test tomorrow.
Statement is, she says she coming over. And it's a
She's hitting
school
on my
night.
phone right now.
School night, she says she coming. Like, can we guys wrap this up? Can we just run it down? Hookah, that they're going to do. Knife in hand. No one clears left side. Wait. BDK to pick up one, but he's got a shorty in the hand. No ability to trade. He's picked it up with the judge. The upgraded shorty will win the day there in that fight. We're going to work his way down. Or these shock balls will come through. Recon has information back in sight. Narc to pick one up. Zephyr has to trade back the other way. Just for, oh my goodness, it's a long range gun. And she's going to take yet another from the back of the site. Made some space yet again. Sends more than ratting right now. Owling towards the top of the box. King seeks his way out. 11 HP though. Silver Star's traded one back. Stim Beacon out as well to help this Spectre shoot just that much faster. King's going to be caught by the paranoia. Sense has the frag. Near sight does come through, and Silver Star in that 1v2 now at the CT. Sky Smoke allowing to play through. Sense almost had that through. Said Sky Smoke. 1 HP!
Oh.
Almost a vac scenario. Luckily, they get to stay alive for a moment. Silver Star to sneak out into Olu, who just needs one shot. Hits in the head just to be sure. 8-0 the scoreline.
Make things even rougher for Silver Star is getting spammed through the smoke multiple rounds now. One time getting killed from it. That time being brought down to 1 HP. The dream just wasn't strong enough to make it out for that round. 8-0 for NCC. 4 left in this half. They have the ultimates available for Josu and Narsh, but will they even use a Blade Sword for Josu when they have a rifle in hand? Narsh, I guess, can use it up. The economy doesn't require it, but you might as well, I suppose.
You want to play? Let's play.
So much pressure coming through shower early. Josu and Sense have taken everything away. The A main presence, the fights they're looked for CCBC, and well, not seen for very long. All the duels going to go their way. BD King to sneak their way into CT. Now to catch Josu is good for yet another 2K to come forward for the Jet now. Nico and a 1v5 spray to come through. It's a 3K for Josu. 9-0. The scoreline, a flawless round for NCC.
I don't even think the Twitter Force actually even found a target. Like, I think everybody was dead before Narsh could even get to the site or get to an angle to use that ultimate, so that's gone, but plenty of economy. Really pushing through with 3 rounds left in the half. The Resurrection is still available for Beanie. Getting close to another orbital strike for Silver Star. The player with the newest kills on the team trying to just claw their way through this half to get a round or 2 on the board so they can have some breathing room going to the second. We'll see if they can manage to do that. And perhaps when it goes into attack, they can dictate the tempo themselves a little bit better. They can have a fighting chance more so than in this half.
4-man push to the B site, defaulting spike and spawn. Like anyone's going to come back and get it later in the round. Says to find the first. Evie to right now. Okay, they'll TP the Jet over, who's going to be the fake to A, but they pushed B so fast there was no need for the fake. They'll walk it over. Narsh has picked up another.
Yeah, you don't want to grab the heel like that going into the smoke, because it literally is a line pointing to where you are in the smoke. Roll unfortunate. Josu watching the flank even.
Oh, why did you say that?
You're alive?
Dad?
Oh!
Doesn't matter. Just picked it up anyway. Can't get cursed. Too strong for casting curse. If that's when you know it's over. Olu's picked up another. Silver Star in the 1v4. Gonna find one. The Stim Beacon doing wonders right now with the Spectre. Orbital's trying to come through. And you're dying with me, baby. Pick up one. And
Oh,
no! This is the scoreline. The orbital strike. It's died in vain.
I would have loved if Silver Star read the situation saying, okay, they're just going W key me really hard. I'm going to literally make myself the center point of the orbital strike, so when they W key me, there's nowhere from them to go because they'll be the center mass of it. That would have been sick. Just going down, fighting at that point. But
there's some Kingsman 3 where he stands on the mine and he can't move.
Which movie?
Kingsman 3. You ever seen Zephyr 2?
Yeah.
Where he goes down shower with the head under, he takes both frags. Yep.
Zephyr 2, good for 2.
Usurper, good for another with the judge. His 9th judge kill of the game. King Toxie will fall, trying to double satchel out of shower. Narsh will use the trademark beautifully. We'll find the frag. Olu taking Silver Star with the paint shells. Narsh will get involved for another. Nico peeks up towards A shore, and that early advantage for CCBC gone just like that. Is to take a second frag as well. Judge 11-0 is your scoreline. Friends CC.
Last round.
So they're trying to create some form of map control for themselves to wrap around, try to get the surprise factor over towards A shore or something, but it was Usurper waiting for them in the smoke with a judge in hand. Really hard to beat that. Tour de Force available for Zephyr, though. That could be an option to slow down NCC by just holding an angle and gunning them down when they enter. Just gotta be ready for the hard swinging as fast as they possibly can. Olu blast packing, Jozu dashing, sense teleporting, things like that could be the case. But they're going to peek long or short first. That's one. Zephyr 2, good for 2.
This is the sequel.
There it is.
Zephyr 2, forget that. We're on to Zephyr 3, baby.
Are we?
Zephyr looking for the repeak. Looking for yet another blockbuster hit. I heard last go around about $2 billion at the box office. And well, sometimes, you know, the sequel's never really as good as the original, unfortunately.
Yeah, apparently not. The trilogy fell a little short in the end.
I really feel like the writer lost direction.
They
Saying the
still
peak just
got
too long or
themselves
something
player
like that.
advantage at least, so
It's very true.
they're still in the black.
That's a very high showstopper. Oda come out, has had nothing on, but found 2 frags, and that's a 3K and 4 on the round for the Rays to just absolutely obliterate any hope of the defense on the entry. Superstar to come out of the TP. That's been more than heard by Nassau, and they'll play accordingly.
Spike
3
planted.
smokes to work with, a molly and a stim beacon. The full util for Silverstar in the 1v2. You'll see it start to get utilized now. See where those smokes end up
Launching smoke.
placing themselves. One will go early cubby. Perfect place for it as well. The tracker's red, the tracer's red rather, and Olu will fall through the sky smoke. The sneak out as the chamber caught as well. The stim beacon will come through for Silverstar. He's caught both frags, will sit on the defuse, and the brim is found. Beaver County their first round.
If you want an idea of how this match has gone so far, just look at a replay of what Olu just did to enter the site. Getting the
Switching
3K the way
sides.
they just did it. But what could be the story of the rest of the series, what would be a very exciting turn of events, is what Silverstar just did to win back the site, finding the kills, and winning the first round for CCBC on map number 2. They at least have that one. And that one could be all they needed to stay afloat in the second half. But man, those tides coming in strong. Its waves crashing heavily. It might be insurmountable, but at least their heads over water still.
Bobbing, but still finding breaths, most certainly. Since CC are going to look to snatch the breath away down Fountain. Fortunately for CCBC, they're looking to send everybody hookah. So they'll walk right past each other. A little yin and yang early, if you will. Oh no, they think it's clear. They think it's clear. No, they're just far enough away that nobody's heard each other.
The spike goes down, they all turn.
Spike planted.
What? Wait a minute, guys. I don't hear the spike on A.
They
guys.
still didn't stop.
Guys, we got a
They didn't
TP,
turn
guys. It's
around.
not here. They're all TP over. They come back hookah, and suddenly NCC, they're playing yet another attacking round, which is quite favorable since they just won 11 of them. What can they get done? Zephyr from the back of the site will pick up the first. The team's still looking to flood their way in, and the post plant. The defense is strong here for CCBC thus far. Members of the fall use it for the send back 2 with the sheriff. Not a standard judge, but it'll have to do into this round. Sets has found yet another. Will sneak forward, looking to the back of sight. Great, we gotta come through. Zephyr jumping!
No shot.
Sheriff by sense. A 2K to come through for the Omen. Beanie King will force Usurper off the spike. You have to try to defuse, but you have to try to find the player as well. Sense so hard for you. 1 bullet to work with and cannot find the frag. Looking for the knife kill, looking for anything, looking to kill them too. Beanie King will take the knife, will take the extra money, will take the clutch. A 1v2 for Beanie King out of Octagon. A 2-11 scoring line. CCBC will find their second round.
I'm honestly shocked that NCC didn't just double back and mark it. Instead, they just chose to take the teleporter to announce that they're coming from hookah. That is hubris that lost them that round for sure. Though it is far from something that would lose them the match as far as things seem as of right now. Forcing up is NCC. Full buy on their roster. The confidence continues. Push up from A short. Just like we saw in Ascent, they would be very happy to take risky map control.
CT, teammates to help now as well. Just going to grind the danger off that dash, so a 3K for the chamber. And a rendezvous just before the damage can come forward. Sense will sneak out for one, you spur another, and Silverstar can only trade one back. NCC immediately turn things back the other way. It's 12-2 scoreline. It's match point. It's series point. It's 6-2 for the season record point for Nassau.
Yeah, they're on a tear this season, man. And we are seeing in this match, up against a winning record team, how exactly dominant NCC is in this season. It is quite a sight to behold. All the way in spawn as CCBC, holding angles, thinking, what do we do at this point? Force bite up, having a little team meeting. All right, team, here's the scoop. Wait, Catnator, you coached, right?
Listen, guys, so right now things aren't going how we would have hoped they would, but don't even worry. If we all play together right now and we go to the A site, I guarantee you we win this round. We just throw all the util, we get out early, we watch for the judge, because we know he's going to be ratting on us, guys. Everybody watch for him. No one watch for him, guys! You got to watch for the judge! He's good for 2, King Foxy. Tries to dash in and get them spaced early, and it's taken out just like that. Zephyr will grab 1. We'll trade 1 kill back, but you're going to need more. Your CCBC stuck towards shower right now, and well, it's not as clean as they'd like it to be. They forgot the shampoo. Sense has taken 1, and Nico will be absolutely washed out. 13-2 as NCC will wrap this one up. And though we didn't get map 3, I will say that series, well, it was certainly a breeze.
It was for NCC, that's for sure. Perhaps a lost memory for CCBC after all things considered as well. So we'll see how things shake up in the playoffs when those kinds of things happen. CCBC, we talked about how getting a win today would be huge for them to secure a playoff spot, things like that. Yep. They still are on a winning record, so they're still not looking that far out of it, but this is potentially the kind of match that you just forget about and move on. GG next.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know what that tiebreaker is if it does come down to it for Group 3, but I do hope it's not round differential. That is for sure.
We'll have to see. I mean, NCCC, they look like they could do this to like all the teams in the group at this point. Like,
yeah,
they were hitting in crazy shots, incredibly accurate the whole series. They were very concise and cohesive. They were very high risk, high reward play style. But when they were presented times that they needed to give respect to the opposition, like when Zephyr on round number 5 of Ascent countered the strategy of NCCC perfectly to win that round for them, immediately you saw the adaptation in NCC saying, okay, yep, you guys are going to be able to beat us if we do this, so we'll respect it and we'll play a little bit more straightforward. But then NCCC went back to the dominant ways, and as they continue getting more and more dominant again and gaining momentum on those round wins, then they start getting looser and more aggressive and higher risk, higher reward again. Yeah,
absolutely, which definitely speaks to more than just the mechanical skill of the team, but the brain cells that are living up there for the IGL and for the roster as a whole, the ability to recognize when to scale that momentum, when to back up just a little bit, and a phenomenal series from them all the way around. And speaking of backing it up, we'll back up to break here, and then we'll come back swinging with an interview. We'll get to sit down with the Lions, and hopefully they have some time for us because the series didn't go as long as we would have thought it would. So we'll be back after the break, and we'll get to hear what they think. Any sort of shower control of the defense as Josie Nars cut off and Foxy as well. Let's take the storm away into the ace site. Stack it all you want. We're in regardless. This is the pick of one running with the judge since Josie get involved and NCC. If you're able to get that trip going on, you're able to get the spacing. Actually, Fortnite auto shotgun play right there. He's going to pick up one. Gets caught by the TP though. The Timmy to come out for the Brimmy. And Zephyr's been able
themselves push ahead. You take the fight instantly sick. If not, they're on the other side. All good. Just keep rotating through and try to take the death while happen.
Oh, good one. Zephyr to come out early. Touched the smoke for so very long. But Totem being camped by Sen.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh, Nico. Good for one. The second will not come through. Oh, who's traded it out, but done.
We're watching the flank even.
Oh, why did you say that,
They're alive?
Dad?
Oh!
Can't get cursed. Too strong for casting curse. That's when you know it's over. Oh, he's picked up another. Starting 1v4. Gonna find one. This can be doing wonders right now with the Spectre. Orbital's trying to come through. If I'm dying, you're dying with me, baby. Pick up one. Oh, no.
Which movie?
Kingsman 3. You ever seen Zephyr 2?
Yeah,
Great.
Black.
That's a very high showstopper. Oh, to come out. It's found nothing on. We found 2 frags. That's a 3K and 4 on the round. Save themselves. This one will go early Cubby. Perfect place for it as well. The tracker's red, the tracer's red rather, and Olu will fall through the sky smoke. Sneak out as the chamber caught as well. The stand with the first. The team's still looking to flood their way in. And the post plan. The defense is strong here for CCDC thus far. Remember the ball. He's going to send back 2 with the sheriff. Not a standard judge, but it'll have to do in this round. Since it's finding another. The sneak forward. Back in sight. Right, we gotta go to off this fight. Yeah, trying to defuse. You have to play the player as well. Sends so hard for you. 1 bullet to work with and cannot find the frag. Looking for the knife kill, looking for anything. Looking to kill them too. Beanie King will take the knife, will take the extra money. Teammates to help now as well. Just gonna grind the danger off that dash. So a 3K for the chamber. And a rendezvous just before the damage can come forward. Sense will sneak out for one. He's for another. We watch for the judge because we know he's gonna be ratting on us, guys. Everybody watch for him. No one watch for him, guys. You gotta watch for the judge. He's good for 2. King Foxy tries to dash in to get them spaced early, and he's taking out DC. Stuck for his shower right now, and well, it's not as clean as they'd like it to be. They forgot the shampoo. Sense is taking 1. Nico will be absolutely washed out. 13. Welcome back, everybody, to the Esports U Network. We just got to the conclusion of coverage of the NJCAAE matchup of the week. And, well, Nassau, they 2-0'd them hot off the presses, 13-2, both score lines. And we get to sit down now with who other than Josu of Nassau. How you feeling, brother? That game was something.
It was definitely something. We felt ourselves after yesterday. We took a rough L yesterday. So I want to say shout out to my team. This is my first time playing with them ever. And we have like chemistry, so that's the only reason we won, because we just connect like that.
Nice. Yeah, y'all definitely had moments that very fast paced, heavy on the W key for game plans today.
Oh yeah,
It definitely was one of those things where if the team isn't presenting that you have to slow down, then why would you, kind of thing.
oh yeah, for sure. That's how we play. Like if we
Yeah.
see that we can push, of course we're gonna push. It works out. I mean, clearly it worked out this game. We did not stop for nothing. Nothing could have stopped us. We just went in for kills. I mean, it was fun, definitely, but I don't know. That's how we play.
I love it. And we did see that y'all were able to adapt whenever, like, round number 5 for Ascent, Zephyr got a counter onto Sense, pushing out for A main, trying to get map control, then push forward through smokes, got a kill as well onto Narsh, who tried to get just positioning for a tree for the retake, just caught them off guard on a temporary read. So when that happened, it was very noticeable that while y'all were feeling comfortable just pushing out aggressively and risky for map control because you didn't see that you're being told no, essentially. Once you were told that, like, no by Zephyr, you all slowed down, gave respect, and got a lot more controlled gameplay. But then you started finding more round wins, and then you started picking up the tempo again. Is there like a vibe for that for your discussions in the team? Is there comms talking about what exactly you need to do to answer back, or is it just a natural response?
Oh no, there's definitely. Oh, it's a little bit of both. Like I said, we have good chemistry, but it's definitely comms because comms keeps our team together. Like we're definitely communicating through everything. Every little thing that happens, we always have to point it out, and from there we build up. And then after that, it's just natural. The retake is natural. The way we get kills is natural. The way we position ourselves is natural. Definitely, my teammates always know what they're doing, and then we just like. It's just after that we just like I don't know how to explain it because. It's a little difficult because it's not something you can explain. It's just something that happens naturally.
Yeah, for sure. And I wonder, does Nassau have a Fortnite team? Because Usurper with the judge in his hand.
We were talking about that in game. We heard you say that. We were a little confused, but we do have a Fortnite team. Actually, funny enough, Usurper, he's playing with a cast right now. That's the whole reason he's in a judge.
Wow.
So
Oh,
shout out to him. He did fine. He did great tonight. That's the whole reason he was on the judge because his aim hand is the one that's broken. Damn. That man killed it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, look at that go with a broken arm. I'd hate to be your opponent once that.
Better than Chad with the broken arm. That's wild, dude.
Yeah, better than me with a broken arm. Luckily, I haven't broken this arm yet, so. We're good, knock on wood. But yeah, that was a very impressive display. Y'all were looking really good on Bind as well. A lot more aggressive game plan on Bind than I usually see. Split and Bind, especially with being more choke pointed, kind of funneled lanes of maps. It's harder to be as aggressive as you were on Ascent or like a map like Breeze. Are those like comfort strategies for y'all? Do you have other things in the playbook in case you do need to slow down, things like that?
Yeah, we definitely do have plays where we wait for specific people, like specific spots, because we know there's like certain spots where people push out for like orb. Like, let's say for instance, in Bind, if we knew they were going to push like they did, they push showers a lot. If we wanted to slow down the pace, we would have like a 2-man swing on showers and wait for them to peak. We did it once, but after that, we just went full force right after. And like other maps like Haven and others, Breeze, we definitely do have plays to like slow down the pace and play for picks. But this game, we didn't do that. Of course not. We couldn't.
Well, as you guys continue forward, continue winning, looking very dominant in this showing. How do you feel about your chances to make playoff contention? And then if you do make it into those playoffs, how are you feeling going through in the rest of the off season?
Well, it's difficult for us because we can barely make these games because we have a very bad schedule when it comes to school. But I feel like if we like try to prioritize this a little bit more than we already do, we can definitely make it. Our team, like I said, is very good together. We don't have to practice as much as we should to be good. I feel like if we were to play the games, continue playing, we can definitely make it to the playoffs. And to the playoffs, I say we can win it, but I don't want to say it's kind of a little disrespectful.
Sure. I respect that.
Hey, confidence is good, man. Sometimes it's not disrespect if it's just confidence.
It's definitely confidence.
If you
we
back
have
it
a
up.
lot of confidence. Yeah.
You back it
up.
I
mean, you see the confidence. You see that game. We backed it up right there.
For sure. 100%.
Definitely did. So yeah, do you have anything you want to say though in that regard? Speaking of confidence, looking ahead, talking to anybody out there who might be watching, fans of the team, members of the school, members of your team.
Well, first of all, shout out to my team. This is my first time playing with them, but I already love them like brothers. Shout out Narsh, Olu, Usurper, and Sense. Shout out to my friends watching. They always come to tune into my streams. Thank you all for watching, and thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for joining us, Josu. Appreciate that. Good talking to you. And between Kat and I, that's going to do it for us for the coverage for Valorant today. Make sure you tune in for League of Legends live coverage tomorrow on this channel.
ECC semifinals, baby.
Yes, sir. And this channel goes around all the time, so definitely tune in for any action that you might have missed, things like that. Catnator, anything else you want to say? Close us out.
Hey, ECC League of Legends semifinals, you're not going to miss it. That's going to be right here on Esports U. But as Chad mentioned, that concludes live coverage here today on the network, but it's always cooking. So we got student casted matches. We've got reruns to be seen from all 6 of our conference partners. So still action to be had. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you soon.